Metal-O-Mania. Side effects may include a stiff neck, leaking genitals, and bitching neighbors. Fuck 'em.
What's up? This is Carlos from Warbringer, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania.
This is Sir Hoovington, Esquire of Zergoth, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania. If you aren't thrashing, you aren't living.
You're listening to the best Metal-O-Mania.live.
You are listening to the home of metal, Metal-O-Mania.live. Powered by B Squared Inc. Entertainment.
Just go inside. Ignore him. Do not give him
Ignore him.
attention.
That's a 14-foot-long cock.
And boom, how about that for some kick-assery to start episode number 154 of Metal-O-Mania. Welcome out there, Metal-O-Maniacs, and welcome to Scully.
Thank you.
What's up,
Hi.
dear? Glad to have you
Happy
tonight,
hump
dear.
day.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for setting aside your hump day for us. We appreciate it, and we're going to fucking reward you with metal, and it's going to be a good time. And I'll tell you what, we're rewarding you right out of the gate, because how about that for some Cruel Bomb to start the show tonight? Fuck yeah. Them dudes are out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and they are fucking killing it, man. And let me tell you, that band, Scully and I, we all appreciate you turning off the political drama for a little bit this week to tune in with us. Turning off the stepsister porn for 5 fucking minutes to hang out with us. And we're going to make it worth it for you, though. I promise you, man. Fuck yeah. So, go over there to start the show. We want you to, of course, every week we tell you to go and support the bands. And that first band being Cruel Bomb, do not let that slip by you. I'm telling you, this EP is killer. It's called Trinity Terror, and it's just silly good.
You're going to want to get it. Like their pages, we have their Facebook links and their band camps or, whatever they have available. We have it out there right. For you to click.
And they're worth it, man. I'm telling you, that's a great EP. Really, really fucking badass, man. That's a killer video even, man. So if the world is a just and right place, I will one day be able to smoke a joint with them dudes. Right on?
That's cool.
If the world's a cool place. So I'll get back to you on that.
Well, yeah, well.
You
are excited over there tonight.
Yeah, I'm ready to metal. I am ready to metal tonight.
Dancing and everything.
Well, of course I am, because I'm excited about all the things we're going to bring you tonight for episode 154. We're going to get into a lot of great things. Well, first of all, the playlist is silly tonight. We're going to be talking to State of Deceit about their brand new release, Retribution, which is fantastic, man. Really cool band. You're going to really, really love that.
Right.
And we're going to get into a lot of things, though. We're going to break down the Super Bowl stuff tonight. We're going to break down the fucking commercials. We're going to talk a little bit about some dystopian futures. It looks like China has taken the lead in the Orwellian realities, man. So we're going to get into that a little bit in the show tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to break some things down. And also a big special thanks to Steve from Promethean for hanging out with us last week on the show, man. Had a great time talking with those dudes. Killer band.
Yes.
Scully's a huge fan of you guys, too, man. We fucking love that. Good time, man. Enjoy talking to them. Make sure you go into the archives if you missed it and catch out that episode. And good things, man. We got good things in store for everybody tonight, too, though. So make sure you go over and hit all the like button on all these bands, again, including Cruel Bomb. And we're going to break down a lot of things tonight. We're going to also get into that dude. Did anybody catch that story about the guy in Tennessee that lit the joint in the courtroom and shit?
Yeah, I saw it.
How could you be hilariously brilliant and hilariously ignorant at the same time? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny stuff. I thought it was pretty cool. And, of course, we're going to get into some Urban Dictionary things later this week. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine that led me down a very dark path of Urban Dictionary stuff, and I had to share it with you guys.
Okay. All right.
So we're going to do that a little bit later in the show as well. But, of course, we do not want to miss out on an opportunity to say congratulations to our Super Bowl winners. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid on his first ever Super Bowl championship. And Patrick Mahomes, a well-deserved MVP. And also, all I got to tell you, Damian Williams maybe could have been your MVP. But that's right. Congratulations to all you Kansas City Chiefs fans out there. You are Super Bowl champions. Now back to Metal-O-Mania.
All right.
So there you go. Your town. Congratulations to your town for making that happen in your town.
Your great state.
And your great state. There you go.
Very good.
So, all right, awesome. So what do you got in store for us tonight? You want to get into some jams?
We've only played, one song so far.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot to go still.
The playlist is going to be just silly tonight. I can't wait to share with everybody, really. I'm telling you. That Cruel Bomb is just a piece of what is to come. So, and a matter of fact, we're going to reach out to those guys and try to get them on the show in the near future.
Did you tell them from Trinity Terror? I don't remember you saying that.
Oh, yeah. Trinity Terror is the name of the EP. I'm glad you brought that up. Trinity Terror is the name of the EP. Atomic Demolition Munition is the song. Cruel Bomb is the band. And we love them. So, and speaking of some metal that we love, let's play some more. I got a 1-2 punch out of Germany up next for everybody. How about that?
Okay.
We're going to hit you with some John Boy. That's right, John Boy. I spent half my. I'm old. Fuck you. I remember the Waltons, right, where they would go into the show every night. Good night, Dad. Good night, Ma. Good night, John Boy.
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, eat a dick. Anyway, John Boy, very cool, man. They got a brand new release. We're going to play the title track off of it. It's called Welcome to Life. And we're going to follow that up with something goofy, and then we're going to hit you in the face with some more fucking metal out of Germany, man.
Okay.
And these dudes are bonded. And I'm telling you, this fucking album is bad-assery. It kills.
Okay.
I got to tell you something goofy about it even the first time I heard it, real quick before we play
All
it.
right.
So, we get all these metal albums in every week that we're checking out and going through for playing potential jams on the show.
Right.
So I got this bonded, and the first song that I happened to check out was the one we're going to play for you tonight on the show, which is the title track off of their new release. So I was like, man, this dude sounds crazy like Bobby from fucking Overkill, like crazy. Like I can't Bobby Ellsworth has a very distinct voice, as you know, as an Overkill fan. So I was like, how? That's just wild, man, how much he sounds like Bobby Ellsworth. Well, no, of course, Bobby Ellsworth is the guest vocalist. Yeah.
Crazy
I was
how
on it.
similar he sounds.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. And you know what? As also Christian Speezy Giesler, as many of you hardcore metalheads know, as the longtime bassist from Creator, is the bass player on this fucking.
Very cool.
Yeah, so
Awesome.
this bonded, man. This is another band we've talked to. We're gonna get them on the show to talk to you guys out there, man. Crazy, awesome things are happening in the metal world and the Metal-O-Mania world, and we're gonna break it all down.
Okay.
Fuck yeah!
I'm excited.
I know you are. You looking
You
good
are.
tonight, Miss Scully. I gotta tell you,
Thank you.
look
You like my
good.
shirt?
Yeah, you got your Power Trip
Power
shirt
Trip
on.
shirt on.
Digging it. What do I got?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got my Gate Creeper, boy. This is so badass, man. These dudes are killer. So good stuff.
Yep.
We're going to tell you about a lot of things to look forward to, and we're going to give you reasons to be excited right now in a two-piece from Germany, right in your face. Let's go. More Metal-O-Mania.
Fuck yeah.
Welcome to the fucking show.
o'clock news, I'm Loose Bowels. And now with the circus report.
You can't fucking hide here. If these motherfuckers want you, they're gonna come and get you. Cut your fucking hands off, put your feet off, put your feet in your back pockets, put your hands in your front pockets, and they carry your ass out of here like a piece of fucking luggage.
We aren't just going to beat them. We will grab them, and we will fuck their sisters! In the cunt! Are you listening? Bring it in! Come on! Fuck these people! Fuck these people! Yes!
And someone pick up your metalhead buddy off the floor, would you? Come on. Sorry we did that to you, but you're welcome. So that's what we're doing here at Metal-O-Mania. Fucking how bad is that, man?
Right. 2
killer bands. We're 3 killer bands into the show already tonight. We got fucking 10 more to bring you. How awesome is that? So, yeah, I'm excited.
Stop that.
I can't stop. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. All right, but so did you hear?
You know why you're doing that? Because
What?
you sit there doing your weights and shit while you're
I know.
sitting in your chair.
When
so
I'm working
you're-
on the show, that's true. I have hand weights that Scully bought me. As many of you know, have been hanging out. I appreciate your encouragement and your support for my weight loss journey I'm on. Almost 180 pounds down.
Fuck
son.
yeah. Woo!
Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. It's like living in a different body all of a sudden. That's melting. But anyway, but it's pretty wild. It's pretty crazy. And I appreciate all you guys for hanging out with me and supporting me and all that kind of stuff. But but the point of that being that yeah, you're right. I sit at my desk now. I sit at my desk and work on the show with hand weights and fucking do this shit pretty nearly constantly these days, man. So it has become kind of just my go-to movement. You know what I mean? So forgive me, but hey, it's all for a good reason. I'm trying to live longer and bring you metal longer. So there you go. Fucking A. Right on. And speaking of living longer, I'm not totally sure I want to do that, though, because we are officially entering into the dystopian future that many of us were warned about and by Orwell and many others of that ilk.
Yeah, what's going on over there, man? Tell us
China
what's
has, it's crazy, too, because I have such mixed emotions on it. Let me tell you real quick. China it was kind of on the hush-hush thing. You know, they were trying to keep it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't want to. They don't want to deal with your opinions on it.
Yeah, and in China, a communist state, they don't care about your opinion. They
Right.
control the media, they control the news, all that shit, you know. So they kept it pretty under wraps for a long time, but it has apparently leaked, and by multiple sources, that China has instituted a prisoner for organ donor transplant program, kind of under the, in a hush-hush situation.
Okay.
Where they're using their prisoners, their jailed prisoners, as a farming system for organs, for basically rich people who need organs.
Oh, for rich people.
Well, I mean, the way their system works over there. It's,
Yeah, wow, yeah. Okay.
The people with power. And see, that's where the problem comes in, because in theory, and I know you got lots to say on this, and I won't cut you off, but in theory, just to quickly preface it, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I know a lot of you are going to hate me for that, but see, that would be on paper. The problem is human beings implement it.
That's what I was going to say. What exactly does that mean? Can I get a little more
Sure,
definition on
I'll tell you what I know.
Are they living people, forcing them into donations of like kidneys and things like that while they're still living? And
Well, up to and including people that are apparently deemed unworthy of living, they'll take your organ and put you down for it. If someone needs a heart and you
certain
need
crime,
yeah.
you're eligible for the. So my next question was so while you're living, they'll take your kidney, they'll take whatever. It's not just like once you're dead, like they harvest all your shit. So how many times can you be taken from?
See, that I don't know.
If you're a special blood type, when you're young, you need to get the fuck out of the country just in case. You know what I mean? Like
we're A positive. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Right? Like
you might be right. I mean, it's scary.
They're gonna keep you alive for your fucking kidneys, your fucking eyeballs, your fucking. I mean, everything. So many things can be donated.
I'm getting a
nowadays.
million views from a million horror stories and science fiction stories I've seen over the years of huge rooms filled with like literally bodies as fields of farming for parts. You know what I mean? And it's a little scary when you think of it in that part.
What's the criteria for the criminal that they have deemed to be, worthy of this? I guess as well.
That is a great question. That is a great question. I'm not really sure about that. I mean, it's communist China. The details don't come free flying out of there necessarily.
Well, like I was saying earlier, though, I'm such a conspiracy theorist. Like, even if you had the perfect system for this, I would still be of the belief that if they needed your fucking specific shit, like if you had a specific blood type or you had something going on, and they needed your shit,
that's my concern.
you would be found guilty of something.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like on paper,
So-
right? Exactly. You're literally in my head.
Yeah.
On paper, it's not a terrible idea in my head, in my mind. You know, the people that are less deserving of life, and let's be honest with you, man. I know a lot of you are gonna hate me for saying this, but some people are less deserving of life. It just is what it is, man. Some people don't need to be here. If you're a pedophile, you do things to fuck up with children, or you're a rapist or whatever, I'm sorry, we've got no room for you. So if your organ can save somebody's life, then your value is only that, as far as I'm concerned. So I have little sympathy for you to be harvested up, to be honest with you. And I know I'm a dick for that in a lot of ways. But again, the problem is human beings. When you give human beings, if say I'm one of the people that make the laws and my daughter needs a heart, and she's got a rare blood disease or something, let me tell you what, your jaywalking ass is going down, son. You know what I'm saying? Right? I mean,
I'm probably planting something on you.
yeah,
You
man,
know?
dude. Hey, this dude over here on fucking Fifth Avenue, put a fucking kilo of cocaine in his trunk because I need his kidneys.
I know,
But see, you know what? That's what it opens the door for, and that's where it
Yeah.
becomes
scary.
terrifying, right? I mean, that's where it becomes why you can't do it. I mean, in paper, if it was handled by the fucking, a computer
Well,
company.
just the cruelty of it. You know what I mean? That's, maybe it's a criminal, but you take his kidney, you take his liver, you take this, you take that, like
Right.
you start taking shit from him. Like at some point, like that's an awful fucking existence.
Picture a jail with all these fucking laid up half people laid up and
it's
stuff,
fucking gross.
who have been left there with like, kill me, Take my heart for fuck's sakes, do it, Jeez, Louis. Yeah, that's a little terrifying. That's a little scary.
I mean, we're doing fucking like knee transplants
Just
and hip
because you
transplants. Are they
can.
going to take the motherfucker's hip and shit?
I'll
Like,
bet,
then what?
yeah.
You're like just like a torso laying in a bed.
It's a little scary.
That's fucking sick.
There's some of your body parts I want to take, but not
like that.
No, that's a different
That
thing.
was a nasty joke. I'm not giving you a dick joke for that.
Yeah, I know it's too terrifyingly
You tried. You
related to the.
reached
I know.
way
I wanted
too
to bring
hard.
it lightness to it because it is scary, man. I mean, that's a little terrifying, dude. Dude,
You
where's
wanted
the band
hold on,
writing the
hold
song
on, hold
about
on.
that?
You wanted to take harvesting organs and make it light, so you turned it sexual. That was what you thought would be good. And that would be
It's what I do.
appropriate.
It's what
and funny.
But yeah.
Okay, just making that clear to all the viewers.
Well, here's my plead then. And
This will be
something
the
else.
last show we did.
Metal-O-Mania has officially come to an end. But here's my plead
We're
to
done
you
on
out there.
Facebook though. Thanks for joining us now on www.metal-o-mania.live.
Your only place to catch us now that we ruined it everywhere else. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right, but we appreciate you hanging out. And it's fucked up. It's really. It's
Oh wait, I had another question.
Okay.
Is there any special like you're saying it's pretty like cruel, so I'm sure they don't give a fuck. But like, what about special compensation? Like, think of it now. You got like a whole prison system full of people. They come and take your kidney. At least maybe then you get like
4 years
a
off your
fucking-
sentence.
Oh, wow, you ran much later than I was. I was gonna say just like extra snack at dinner or something.
Wow, jeez, like
Cushion.
you don't even get to get home earlier. You just get cookies with dinner.
Cushion for your bed or
Oh,
something.
man.
Like it's
Wow.
fucking communist China. We're
That's
not
rough.
talking about like getting free. These are people that are not deemed to be worthy of being free.
That is rough. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
They're not deemed worthy.
Hey,
of
fuck
being
them.
free.
Give me your kidney. I'll give you a pillow. It's even trade.
That's right. They deserve something, but not like
Oh, fuck me. That's hilarious. That is funny shit. God damn it. Good Lord. Look, good thing you're not in charge of a communist country, dear. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Did I write?
Uh-oh. What are you worried about?
I
Fucking
just was like, is every part available for the taking? Like,
probably. Somebody's gonna fucking take your dick. You know what I mean? Well, here's my question: at what point does it go into a? There's a long rumor right here in the U.S. that when Marilyn Monroe died, I have no idea if it's true, but it's a rumor. It's a conspiracy that's been bouncing around that the dude in the morgue was charging his buddies money to come in there and have sex with her dead body. So if you've reached this point of non-giving a fuck about human life, though, haven't you also reached the point where that's happening? I mean, isn't that probably happening? And then isn't there probably a come fuck a prisoner program for some coin? Don't you think?
Well, you bring up an interesting thing where it's kind of segues into something that I feel like could be beneficial to society, although I don't know how in the fuck you would regulate it, and it could get way out of control.
Oh, all right. Let's hear it.
But people have like a natural like animal instinct fucking be mean and hurtful and hurt people and do things.
Unfortunately,
that
the
are
true.
fucked up,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, even the best of people do have that at
Maybe
times.
there should be people available for them to do that too.
You want to fuck me? Oh, that's a whole nother level of dystopian nightmare. Scully wants to open an abuse you farm. We're gonna. We don't want to just harvest their organs. Let's fucking
say that. Don't say that on air.
let's start beating them mercilessly.
I know a minute ago, I'm like, give the guy that lost the
I know,
kidney a pillow.
right. Or beat him to death. One. I don't know which way I want to go, but one of those.
So right, once he's got lost all his parts that he doesn't need anymore.
Right. Then throw him over to the beat people. That guy who threw the coin in for the beat down, give him over to him. Jesus.
It would be better for the rest of society.
I don't know if it's a good thing, but I do know there's some great material for some metal songs in here somewhere, right? I mean, somebody's got to come up with something there. That's good stuff.
Oh my God, that's so bad. I can't believe that.
We're going to harvest assholes. Anyhow. Good
my
Lord,
God.
Scully. You're a mess. All right, you guys. I have to tell you what. I got to take Scully somewhere right now and get her some therapy. Oh, fuck. You know what? Let's play a song. How about that? You want to play a song? You want to keep talking about this, or do you want to play a song? I think we should move on. Let's move on. Let's play some Testament, as a matter of fact, man. Legends, Badassery, Testament. We've reached out to these guys so many times, man, and we're dancing around. Maybe, hopefully, one day we'll get them on the show. But they have recently. You're a mess, woman. They are about to. In fact, on April 3rd, the new album from them called Titans of Creation will be released. They have put out a song from it that we cannot wait to share with you, which we're about to do now, called Night of the Witch. And it's a truly badass song, man. Badass song. Can't wait for this release, man. Testament. Need I say more? There you go.
I almost wear my Testament shirt.
Colder than a witch's titty out there, isn't it?
Behold the face of terror, open the gates of hell.
I wish I was a witch. Except my broomstick right up your ass.
And there's a reason I'm dancing around the studio all night, man. What better reason do you need than New Testament?
All right.
New Testament.
Fuck yeah.
Hear those words. Let them reverberate in your head, man. There are few words in the human language as awesome as those words, New Testament. So I'm excited that it releases again, going to be April 3rd, man. It's called Titans of Creation, and those dudes are certainly Titans of Metal. Much love to them. Very much looking forward to that full release. So,
right.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah, Testament. Fuck yeah, Slayer. We'll talk about that later. More on that later. So, how are you tonight, Scully?
Good.
Did you see this story about this guy in Tennessee this week?
I did see that. I think probably on Facebook or something.
Pretty funny. It's fun. It's one of those few times again in life where you can be both a genius and an idiot at the same time. I guess.
What genius is way.
You know me, man. I'm a big fuck the system guy, so I do like that part of it.
Fuck the system.
Come on, man. How many people can say I walked into a courtroom and lit a fucking joint up in front of the judge?
Well, not a lot of people can say it, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, all right. Now, granted, most people don't want to say it, but that's not the point I'm making here.
He's not fucking the system over, though, right? He's not.
The system's probably fucking him more than anything else. But
he's not starting like tomorrow. There's not going to be two people that go into court and light a joint. You know, it's not like we're trying to make a courtroom
spread
a place
across
for
the country where people are lighting joints and you're all going to get in trouble. I don't recommend it. It's not going to go in anyone's favor.
Yeah, right. Do we have a Metal-O-Mania disclaimer that we can put at the bottom?
Metal-O-Mania does not endorse smoking joints in court.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Only
let's show the clip.
designated smoking locations.
Right. We're legal, and it's becoming more and more legal anyway. So there you go. Follow
and less and less on your fucking balcony.
Yeah, how stupid is that?
Somewhere.
How dumb is that? Really?
It's fucking stupid.
So goddamn dumb. But don't get me on a rant there. But I'll tell you what, before we talk more, well, I do want to tell you, actually, his name is Alan Spencer Bolston. He's from Tennessee.
Right, because we want to track him down.
I want to track him down. Please help me out there, Metal-O-Maniacs. I want to bring him on and do a Skype interview with this cat, man, and talk to him about what this whole thing on the show. We have already heard back.
Joint.
Yeah, right. We have already heard back from a few of our Tennessee listeners who are trying to track him down for us, and man, I'm pretty confident.
In jail for 10 days.
Right, but he's still in jail. So,
currently,
they're like, dude, as soon as he gets out, I got you. So that's pretty cool.
Please don't accept that collect call.
I want to Skype with you, brother. I want to. Well, I'll tell you
what.
Wait
till he's out.
Let's show the clips, and just in case, I know most of you have probably seen it by now, but just in case you missed it, let's show the clip.
It's not very long. Here you go. What are you pointing at?
The imaginary clip place. Oh. Right there.
Boneheads in the news, hey did you see this? Boneheads in the news, this crazy fucker. Boneheads in the news, can you believe this? Boneheads in the news, this motherfucker. Boneheads in the news, holy fucking shit. Boneheads in the news, come and fucking laugh.
So this Tennessee madman torched more than the minds of these courtroom patrons when he decided to blaze up the other day right in front of the judge.
In 20 years of law enforcement experience that I've been through, this is the first time I've ever seen something like this. It's very bizarre.
This is Spencer Allen Boston, who was in a Wilson, Tennessee courtroom on a pot charge. But this white boy wasn't about to bowl over to the court's spliffy demands. Instead, he was here to make a point at the end of a joint.
I think he knew what he was doing before he came to court yesterday morning, and you can tell by the video with him walking up to the podium and the things that he was going to say, and then him reaching into his pocket to pull out a joint.
As good old Spencer was getting arrested again to face yet another pot charge, he looked at the courtroom and said, "You deserve better marijuana laws," and was escorted away to face a minimum of 10 days for a contempt of court charge. Hope it was worth the blaze, brother. This has been your Metal-O-Mania update with the Crypt.
There you go. How goofy is that? That shit is hilarious to me. And of course, he was smart enough to wait for the bailiff to look away and then lit the match up. You notice he brought matches.
That definitely. Because you're not going to get a lighter through the fucking...
Right. They would have probably took your
check.
joint and your lighter on the way in, so he brought matches. Smart guy. Well, all right. Well, I tell you what, let's reserve judgment on that until we talk to him. How about that?
Yeah.
But I do want to reach out to you.
I'm curious, what his point was. It's because it's not like his whole thing was just to get the joint lit and hit the joint. You know, it's not like he had anything to say. I guess what did he say when he was walking away?
When he was walking out of the court, he yelled to the patrons in the courthouse that we deserve better marijuana laws.
Right. Okay. So he
Which
was,
is
I
true.
guess, trying to make a stance. On
Political
something,
statement,
you
of
know,
course,
but-
of sorts.
But
Yeah.
come on, man.
It's pretty funny, man.
It's funny. But
Pretty
come
funny.
on.
I'm gonna laugh and just again, we'll talk to him. I hope that we talk to him, and we'll bring you that in the coming episode of Metal-O-Mania. But until then, we don't recommend going into court and lighting a joint. You know, nowadays you can't even light a cigarette in the court. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
You know, if you light a cigarette in a court, you're going to jail for that probably. So.
In any building, not just a courtroom.
Yeah, true.
You know what
Right,
I mean?
anywhere. It's hard to believe. You know, we went on a road trip a while ago, and we found a Waffle House where people were smoking in it, and we were like blown away by that.
Right.
I didn't think that still happened anywhere in the world, but apparently it does.
It was crazy.
So, but I, although for the record, and we are going to move on past that, but if I own a restaurant, I don't smoke. I'm not I quit 2 years ago, but if I own a restaurant, fuck you for telling me what my fucking customers can do in my restaurant. You know what I mean? If I own a restaurant and I want to make it a place where people can eat steaks and smoke cigarettes, fuck you for telling me I can't do that. Who the
But
fuck
you're
are you?
a stupid restaurant owner.
I'm not arguing that point. That's a different conversation. You know what I mean? But I should have the freedom to do that. No government should be able to tell me I can't do that. You know what I mean? A lot of bars lost money when they made it a place where people can't smoke cigarettes.
Bars,
You know,
yeah.
well, a lot of restaurants get a lot of money from the bar area. But just saying.
Just saying.
Motherfucking freedom. Anyway, let's move on from that and talk about, what do you want to talk about? Oh, you know what? I do want to talk about something before we move on. And it is along the lines of what we were talking about with we're asking people to help us track down this
Bitching
dude that
about
smoked the
people.
joint. Well, not bitching necessarily. I don't want to bitch. But you know what it is? I find that people love to talk shit, is all.
Well,
People
want
love to
agree
talk
and
about
want
what
to,
they're
like,
gonna
make
do.
You happy and
I get that.
wanna, like,
I'm one of
you
those
know.
people to a certain extent. So I get that. I'm sensitive to that. But it is a deal where, well, let's do it for an example. All right, we're working on. I have a couple of projects that I'm working on that I need partners for. Man, I need a couple of partners out there to reach in and get involved with me. I can't do some of the things that I need to do to
because
get
I
to the
got
next level.
nothing left to give them.
Yeah, I take everything from her, and then she's literally a Chinese prisoner at this point. I've thrown her in the back of the cell, and I've used her for parts.
Taking
But-
every bit I have. I'm barely functioning.
Yeah, people are gonna believe you now, but
They should.
But yeah, I do
I'm
want
very
to reach
honest
out and get some help. And speaking of censorship, I do want to get some help, though. We got a few things in the works that we'd like to get somebody to get involved in. I got the 420 release that we're working on.
What do you got? We're good on that, aren't you?
Well, I'd like to do some artwork for the album cover.
The art. So
Yeah.
the thing is, you've got no talent, so
Correct.
you need other people to
Well,
pitch
I
in
think
their
I've made
part.
that pretty clear in 3 years of doing the show that I have no talent. Come on.
I was just.
I've never made an argument otherwise. Ever. No, you go back, check the archives. I'm very clear on the record here. I'm on someone who brings other people's talent and then tries to share it with you.
I
so.
see.
But I need someone to draw. I'm working on a couple of things. We got the 420 release, which is going to be a bunch of bands. We're going to give it as a free digital copy release to Metal-O-Mania listeners only. Metal-O-Mania listeners only are going to get it. You got to watch the show to get the code, to get the download. But we got some great bands involved, man. As a matter of fact, here, I'll show you the flyer so far. But we got Insanity Alert. We've got, Into Existence. We've got some Red Death. We've got some fucking, so many great bands, man. Snipers of Babel. It's, Davidian. I'm very excited about this whole thing. So keep hanging out with us. We're going to make this for you. But what I do need is an artist. Come on back from that. But I do need an artist to help us create the art on the front. I want to do a special thanks page and an art page. And here's what I'm picturing. You and I in a big pot field sitting at a picnic table. It's a 420 release, so it has to have a marijuana reference, right? But we're sitting at a picnic table, kind of an evil adorned picnic table, and you and I are kind of our zombie version of ourselves.
Okay.
We got a cool bong maybe on the table, and the band logos are kind of hidden throughout the art and the picture. You know what I mean? The band's
And the weed.
and the weed, and then the ground, and then the table. Yeah, right.
Okay.
What do you think? I think it'd be pretty cool. And, so if there's an artist out there that if this is piquing your interest and you'd like to get involved, man, hit us up, man. We'll help you out. We'll take care of you for it, man. We're not rich, but we'll help you out somehow. We'll figure out something. We'll send you some swag. Just like whoever tracks down the guy that smoked the joint, I think I failed to mention that. But if you track him down for us, we're going to send you a badass metal swag bag. I'm telling you. We're gonna send you some CDs and some stickers and some patches and all kinds of cool shit. So it is worth your while to track down this dude for us in Tennessee so we can do an interview with him. So But
Very funny.
but back on that, I want to get an artist involved for the 420 thing. All right.
Okay.
I'm working on a comic book, man. And it's going to be
Comic book man.
a comic book man. I am comic book man. I'm working on a comic book that I want to call Squirrel Jam. All right. And it's a 1980s. It's a band of squirrels that wear like jean jackets with patches on them, the whole thing. 1980s, like a thrash, kind of like that, but as a thrash metal band.
Okay.
And they are a band that, while they travel around the country on tour, they also fucking solve mysteries, man. How cool is that? And it's called
Like
Squirrel Jam.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, like a Scooby-Doo type of a premise, but it's going to be it's going to be
meets
very
Alvin and
metal,
Chipmunks.
but it's going to be very metal related with lots of metal related. Honestly, I have a fucking crazy mental image of one day occupying 15 minutes of Adult Swim with my Squirrel Jam, goddammit. And you out there, somebody who's an artist, I need you. Come help me make that happen, man. I got shit. I got shit I want to do. There's the crossover project. I got lyrics upon lyrics, and I have zero musical talent, as I think we've made very clear. So if you do, I have cool lyrics. Let's make some happens. I got some cool crossover jams. I got that left wing, right wing, same dead bird lyrics. I got the fucking, element of despise and stuff. Well, she's laughing at me, but I'm gonna go and I tell you what. Let's play some music so I can cut up Scully and donate her to the Chinese people, to the Chinese prison system. And no, but honestly, the point I'm just trying to make here, and then we will move on, is just this. I have sat in the office here at the studio with no less than 50 people who have left this studio saying...
That is definitely an exaggeration.
No, it isn't at all. Who have said, dude, I'm your partner. I got you. I am so excited about your vision. I'm going to help you make this happen, whether it's the Squirrel Jam, the 420 art, whether it's the whatever kind of projects we're trying to make, the crossover project. But so many people have left here like, yes, I'm in. And then... here we are, a month later.
Them for that, though, I get it.
I get it, and again, don't get me wrong. I get it. Lives are busy. My intention here is not to blame, but rather to enlist. Every time I've missed so far, hopefully has led me to the hit that I'm about to make with one of you that are watching right now, saying, "Fuck yeah, this is me. This is ringing bells in my head."
One motivated individual.
Right, and if I'm gonna let me preface it with this. All right, a little over 3 years ago now. The guy who owned Radio VPS is a friend of ours who plays fantasy football with us, approached us and said, man, I'm starting an internet radio station. You're a goofball with a big mouth. How about you do a show? And that's all it took. And from that point on, there was no stopping us. Am I wrong? There was every crack that opened, we dove into it and made it wider and tried to make our thing, man. We did a whole season of a fantasy football show. We've done 3 years of this metal thing. And honestly, that's all it took was that crack. And I'm looking for those people, man. Those people that see the crack and want to dive in there with me, man. Let's dive into cracks together, you guys. What's up? There you go.
I'm definitely missing some jokes here.
Yeah, you should. I know that thing should be way up there. Look at that.
I think I'm sleepy.
You getting tired on me, my love?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. How about we wake you up with some jams, and that'll help. You know what? Even
going real quick.
I'm very excited because
wait,
up
don't you have
next.
something funny coming on real quick?
Well, no, I'll set that up, and that just bleeds into the thing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, but what we do have next is the State of Deceit fucking interview, man.
Nice.
Very excited about this, man. I appreciate these guys, and again, you may notice, and this is totally my fault. Anytime you leave me to do things without you, I fuck them up.
I have to do things outside of the house.
I fucked them up. So I interviewed the State of Deceit on Skype, and apparently, even though I have 3 of them, you can only see Steve, the vocalist, on camera. I very much apologize to you other cats, man.
I don't even know how
I
you
will
did
make it
that.
up to you somehow. I will send you Chinese body parts if I have to. But I apologize. But man, it's still a great interview. It's worth hanging out.
Not, like just like
FBI, look, we got to shut down the show. Black vans are pulling into the yard. But still a great interview, great band. We're going to fucking play their song. You're going to love it, man. You're going to pick up your copy of Retribution, and then you're going to thank us later for it, right?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. There you go. State of Deceit.
You can't be great if you don't put in the work, people. Even when you most tired, you got to somehow dig deep and get that desire that some people don't have.
And now for something completely different.
Next up, Metal-O-Maniacs, we got something special in store for you guys, man, because as I've been telling you for weeks now, fucking State of Deceit has a brand new release that should be a part of your winter listening because, man, we've run through about 7 walls here in the studio listening to it so far, so the bill is on its way to you guys for our construction damage. But much love, man. Thank you guys for this release. How you guys doing tonight?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, good. Yeah. All good, man.
Kick ass. We just so everybody out there knows, the State of Deceit from the United Kingdom, of course, and this is your debut EP release, right?
Yeah. It's what we've done.
Fuck yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about how you guys came together, man. You guys are a 4-piece band, right? Introduce yourselves and include the dude that ain't there, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Right, so John, I play the guitars. I'm Pete, I do vocals. I'm Matt, do the bass. And we have our drummer who's missing because his car broke down. And he's also called Matt.
Right on. Fucking drummers, man. I'm telling you, you know?
Yeah, you can't keep time.
Well, that's good shit. So you guys formed, I'll tell you what, you tell me a little bit. How did you guys come together and make State of Deceit?
Yeah, cool. So myself and Matt, we were playing together a few years ago in a different band, and then sort of starting this one off. We're looking for ages to try and find a singer that sort of do it justice, and then Pete came along eventually. And we didn't really know until the first gig, so he was singing so quiet in the mic. We were like, can't actually tell if he's in tune. That first bit, yeah. That was really good, and we were like, yeah, sold. That's what came together. Yeah.
That's good shit.
That's the first gig. No, it was the first gig. First gig, yeah. That's when we made art to mind.
All right, okay, there we are then. Yeah.
So what was your first take, man, when you were coming in? So is this your first singing gig with State of Deceit?
I was in another band before, and it was kind of more breakdown orientated, I'll say. But that was a few years ago, back in my hometown, Waver in West Wales. So then I had a little bit of time out, so then I started looking for another band, and these guys came along. And it was a little bit outside what I normally do, but it was just really cool, so I had to jump aboard.
It's very fucking cool. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say it's thunderous, man. I put on this record when I fucking, when we're out of coffee, who the fuck needs that shit if you got this fucking new release from you guys, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's a supercharge, man. It makes your fucking balls swell and makes you want to run through shit, so.
Yes, it's the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly, I agree. Tell me a little bit about your influences, man. Who were the bands you guys listened to make you kind of, develop your own thing?
Slayer.
Yeah, quite right. Yeah,
fucking Slayer.
It's definitely
enough said.
It's right, brother.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mix within the band. So sort of modern to older, thrash, Slayer, and all that. And
I listen to quite a lot of pretty much new bands that are coming through, like Wage War and all that kind of thing. That's my shindig.
Right on. I like it all, man. I would say there's a touch of hardcore in there in some spots, man. Somebody in that band's got some hardcore roots, right? That's for sure.
Yeah. Definitely, we're definitely mixing it up as we go and trying to put, there's a bit of breakdowns in there, a bit of speed, but and then we've got some slow ones, and we're just trying to mix everything that we like into the pot and see what comes out.
Fuck yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I want to mosh in a floor in front of the stage you guys are on, man. I bet it gets fucking whipped up in front of you guys, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can do. Yeah.
That is a key to the songs. Yeah. So we want to see action. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's good shit. Hey, every song should leave somebody bloody, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. As long as they can remember it all, so they keep coming back.
Yeah. They can't remember. They usually remember.
See, I knew I was going to love you fuckers, man. So, similar mindsets, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, well, I'll tell you what, talk about this EP, man. It's got a running length of, I believe, around 25 minutes, man. So it's an EP for any other style of metal, but a full length if it was a crossover. But anyway, tell me a little bit about that, though. Tell me a little bit about your vision when you were coming together to make, this release.
Well, I think we had 12 songs pretty much, or 11, 12 songs done. It's just like, we're calling this expensive business, so it's like, let's just do 6. And then we got the other 6 done, and it's like, we're just waiting to get back in the studio, which will probably be later this year. So it feels like 2 halves of the same album to me, and there's a bit of a balance between the new tracks that are coming as well. But certainly we sort of picked all the ones which were sort of most there, ready to go, I think, when we were doing it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the ones that we're working on now for the next release are kind of, they weren't as finished as the ones that we recorded on. I mean, they were there pretty much. We liked them all pretty much.
Yeah.
Off the bat, so from when I came in, so.
Well, with what was polished and ready to rock, I got you.
Yeah, it's much closer. All the parts were written, pretty much. I think some of the lyrics we did about 2 weeks before.
Some lyrics were done in the studio.
Yeah. It's always good to have a bit of pressure.
That word's not going to fit. What word are we going to use? I don't know. I'll try this one. Oh yeah, that sounds right. Let's go for that. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
So
well, if I have my way, man, we're going to play the whole fucking EP on the air eventually. So you know.
Oh yeah, no, do it.
Yeah.
Good, brother.
I see that. Yeah.
Good shit, man. So, well, I'll tell you what, you guys being where you are, do you have a good scene there where you can get out and get in front of lots of live audiences? How's that working for you guys right there?
It's pretty mixed. We got is it the first show of the year? Yeah. We've got first show of the year coming up next Saturday, and that's like Cardiff, which is our hometown, relatively. But yeah, we're struggling to get out of Wales at the moment, and into England potentially as well. But yeah, the scene's mixed, I guess, but I suspect it is everywhere. It's not. I think in some ways it doesn't feel like it is as busy as it used to be, maybe. So you got to work harder, I think.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
It's a new scene now, man. It's a different scene than it used to be. My hope is that we can bring back parts of that. You know what I mean? Right now, I really feel like we need the clubs to really kind of rebound is where we're lacking, but we'll see. Hopefully that happens. You know what I mean?
It's trying to drag people away from everything else. They've got YouTube and all that shit, and getting out to see a show is the drag them, kicking and screaming.
I get it, man. You know, we do our show in like 2 to 3 hour segments, and most people apparently watch it like a half hour at a time. Like, what happened to? You can't watch 2 hours or anything anymore. Goddamn it! What the fuck happened to people? You know what I mean?
It's in the middle.
Yeah.
You know, I would have thought with weed being legal, now everybody can do bong hits at their leisure. You'd think you'd sit there and just fucking chill out and watch a goddamn show for 2 fucking hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to look at a fucking paint peeling for 2 hours after enough bong hits. What the fuck? God damn it.
It's not legal here, so maybe that's the
UK's not there yet.
People are fucking harder to please than ever. But I'll tell you what, man, what will please them is getting this fucking album, man. And what's the best way for people out there to do that? You know, if people out there, we're going to play what will be another song from this album for everybody tonight. And by now they're going to be like, I have to have this. What's the best way for them to get it?
I'll probably say Spotify. Is probably. I mean, basically you can stream it everywhere. We put it out everywhere for free. We just want people to hear it. That's our main goal. So wherever you can access it free, it's all on YouTube or wherever you can get to it free.
Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Play. If you want to buy it, you can on iTunes.
Yeah.
You can still buy it if you want to buy it. And we've got we've just put up CDs and merch, but I don't know about international shipping. But we can cross that bridge when we come to it.
We have ships.
Yeah, we have sold a couple of CDs to the States, so yeah, we can do it.
That's a problem worth having, right? Yeah, I say buy the fucking CD out there, metalheads. Get your goddamn physical copy. You can look at the artwork. You can sit on the goddamn toilet and look at pictures of these fucking guys. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Get a hard copy. I'm a big proponent of that, man. We like to. We'll talk later. I want to get a hard copy for us, so we'll talk. You know, we're building a brand new studio. I want to build a whole wall out of goddamn CDs. You know what I mean? Fuck nice.
Yeah, look great.
So that's the best way to get it. But if they want to follow the band, I know you guys are on Facebook, right? But you're also, do you got your own YouTube channel and all that stuff?
Yeah, so we're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Yeah, but I mean, the Facebook's still the place for music, I guess, or YouTube. Yeah. It's really those are the places. Facebook for like updates and YouTube for videos, which we try and put out every couple of weeks.
And we're State of Deceit on all of them. Like literally just State of Deceit. None of this _ crap. We are State of Deceit. We are these ones.
A band name you can find.
Yeah, a band name you can find. Yeah.
State of Deceit at your sister's house on Wednesdays. You know what I mean? Right. There's a lot of that shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What the fuck? But honestly, you are what I would listen to at somebody's sister's house, but that's just me. Well, hey, man, I appreciate it, you guys. Scully's getting ready to come in here and yell at me about something, so let me go deal with that bullshit.
Take care.
Thanks, guys. Hey, man, by the way, Mr. Bass Player, what's your name again, sir?
Matt.
Matt, you are Silent Matt from now on, sir.
Yeah, that's it. You have to let my bass do all the talking. Plus, reason for his dick.
Hey, I want to do bong hits with you one day, man. I got a feeling if we do, maybe that day you'll get talking. So.
See, he's a fan pothead, he is as well.
They play bass, don't they? Yeah.
Bass and pot goes in the territory.
Yeah, right on. It's a beautiful day. You know what I mean? Well, I love you fuckers, man. Thanks again for your time very much.
Thanks, man. Take care. We're State of Deceit, and you're listening to Metal-O-Mania.
He's a good egg, too. You got to know him.
being pumped through the building's air conditioning system, you cock-juggling thunder cunt!
Very awesome and special thanks to Steve and the guys from fucking State of Deceit for hanging out with us here at Metal-O-Mania, man. What a killer band, what a killer release. You know, and I failed to mention, actually, that is a debut, by the way. So if you are playing the Metal-O-Mania drinking game, you're short a couple of drinks already, or smokes, or whatever it is you're doing. We don't judge. But, you know, that Bonded was also a debut as well.
So we're a little behind, but tell
you-
them what it's about.
You do get a little behind.
We may, for those that might be new tonight.
Yeah, that's right. If you are tuning in for the very first time, we do the debut game every week, our Metal-O-Mania drinking
It's
game,
our
as it
drinking
were.
game.
That's right. Every time we say debut, you do a shot or a bong it, whatever.
Just
you know,
drink, do whatever you do.
or abstain. We don't judge.
Yeah.
Do whatever makes you happy. But
Run around the block.
Yeah, well, yeah. Hey, fuck yeah, even better. I wish I could do that. I'm working on it, but I'm getting there.
Take us with you. But
Yeah, right. Strap your phone right to your head and run around the block with us attached to your ear. So
they have headphones and stuff now.
oh yeah, I'm still living in the last
God, you're
century.
old, man.
I'm still living in the last century, but I still bring you metal. So what did you think of the commercials at the Super Bowl?
Overall,
We gotta touch it some. So.
my rating would be kind of lame.
I agree.
If you had to judge them all like on just like a total package, why? We'll get into the details on it, but individually, I thought there were a couple good ones.
Yeah,
there were a couple really
What was your
bad
favorite?
ones, but I would have to say probably everybody's that I've heard at least is the
Bill
Bill
Murray.
Murray
Yeah. Bill
Groundhog
Murray.
Day Jeep one.
Yeah, that's a great commercial. Oh, you gotta love
It
Bill
was
Murray.
very done. It was well done, and it was Groundhog's Day, and it's
He won the commercial yesterday. He won the best. His cameo in the first Zombieland is the best cameo in the history of movies. Bill Murray's just a cool motherfucker, man. Just a cool dude. And apparently has very famously like shown up at people's weddings that he doesn't even know and shit like that. Like, hey, what's going on? You know, and they're like, fucking Bill Murray's here. I just think shit like that is awesome. So, very cool. Yeah, I think that's my favorite one as well.
Yeah.
There's some pretty. I have to question the logic in. You know, we're sitting
Several
around
of
in
them.
an ad room right now. So you and me are like, hey, man, we're putting together some ads for the Super Bowl. I got an idea. Everybody's fired up and drinking and partying. How about we make a bunch of commercials that make people fucking cry?
I don't know how that went over in the boardroom, but
Me either.
It's insane to me.
It is
there were several
insane to
times
me.
where I was like, "Is this fucking serious right now?"
It's
I had to
crazy.
purposely like change my thought process or do something like, "What the fuck? I don't even want to see the end of this fucking commercial
Yeah,
because
man,
you
it's-
know where it's going."
Right. It is bananas, man.
Stupid
And
as
again, I
fuck.
don't mean to be insensitive. There are lots of things that, and maybe it is. Maybe there's value in bringing those things to light in such a public forum and such
When
a.
you know you have such an audience,
Right. And
you know,
I-
I get that. I guess
To that
but
extent, I get that, but man, it's rough as the viewer when you're trying to enjoy a
that's not
Super
the
Bowl,
time.
and I know.
Think about it this way: how many like dudes are sitting around their house with their buddies, you know, getting drunk, watching a fucking Super Bowl,
Well-
and next thing you know, like, I'm not crying, you're crying.
exactly.
You know, like,
Well, and that's what happens too. You know how dudes are.
Right.
Dudes are very uncomfortable with their emotions as it is.
That's
So
what
if
I'm
any
saying.
tears start, you know, it's leading to. I guarantee you, a million jokes were completely horrible, uncomfortable jokes were made at the expense of some of these commercials because that's what dudes do when they're. I'm feeling uncomfortable emotions. I need to make an inappropriate joke. You know what I mean? So I bet that led to so many things coming out of people's mouths that were like, "Whoa, what the fuck did Charlie just say?" You know. But
funny.
pretty crazy. But speaking of Charlie, how about Charlie Day? He kind of carried the day with his ongoing Tide commercial
Yeah, that
through
was
the day.
good,
That was pretty
actually.
funny. I like him
he
a
became
lot.
very popular, huh? He's good.
You know, he's become a sympathetic figure to me too because you know he did apparently dedicated 2 years of his life to making that movie that Louis C.K. was making for Netflix. That ultimately would be axed due to the whole, you know, Louis C.K. scandal thing, which we of course won't go into. But it is Charlie Day kind of suffered the result of that. You know, it's a long time to spend on a movie that is never going to come to light.
I think he's doing all right.
Oh yeah, he's doing
so.
well.
Yeah.
Hey, you were a central figure on the Super Bowl commercials. By the way,
So the other thing though about that commercial and several of them is, were they just so expensive that they all had to like pair up and like fucking like, look, we'll all go in together and fucking just get these things this year because
hey man, what's like? Have you ever seen
Right.
gambling where people are like, "Hey man, you want to split this bet with me, man?" You know what I mean? That's what was happening. on Super
yeah,
Bowl.
seriously. Like,
$5.6 million for a 30-second spot this year.
and I mean, I was kind of making a joke, but at the same time, like it's kind of serious. Like when you have that many different products and people joining up together for one commercial,
There was a lot of that, wasn't there?
lot
A lot
of
of
that.
like what?
what is
many
this
of the
commercial
commercials
for?
right.
And that it's like, oh, all of it,
Or
everything.
everything. This commercial's for everything under the sun. You know, the weird ass fucking Walmart commercial that utilized all the movie footage and shit was pretty crazy. I didn't
That
even
was
know what that
kinda
was
neat,
about for a
actually,
minute. But
but
yeah, it was all right. It wasn't a terrible
Some of
commercial,
that,
but yeah, it was definitely there's a lot of commercials where I wondered what it was about until the end. Like, oh, okay, that's about
Yeah. Like,
they're
what are
trying
they
to sell me
even
dick
selling?
hardening pills or whatever,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, some of them, Quibbit or whatever. Like, I don't even know what some of the things were.
I know.
Like, the commercial ended, and I was like, well, I didn't know what it was before, and I
What
still don't
was
know what it
that
is
about?
now. So
You know, I saw a lot of people shit on the Snickers commercial, and I thought that was a good one. You know, you liked that one, didn't you?
From what I could hear of it, I love you, Ribs. Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
We did have our motor mouth buddy come over for the Super Bowl. We love Rose, but good God, that dude
It was
could
an
talk you
early
to death.
commercial, so he talked there, and
The whole thing.
we set that straight pretty
Yeah,
early. So
Scully was like, "Look, dude, I don't even give a fuck about the game.
You
I'm here
talk
for the
during the game."
commercials. So talk all you want during the game, but shut the fuck up when the commercials come on." He was like, "All right." So we were good from that point on.
funny.
So we missed the early commercials, but they did the Fast and Furious thing to death. But I'll be honest with you, man, I like The Rock. So if The Rock shows up and stuff, I'm cool with it.
When did I didn't see a single
See,
Fast and
there you
Furious
go.
one.
There was the one with the Porsche and the heist, like they did the Porsches. You know, used it for
Oh, I
like
saw
the.
that.
That was a good
The
one.
Rock was in that?
No, that was a different one.
Oh, okay.
There was
Saw the
the Boston, all the guys
That
from
was
Boston
funny,
with
yeah.
the dude
They
that plays
parked the
Captain
car.
America. Yeah, park my car. Fucking
Dude, I want that car.
right. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good feature. I'm just gonna get out and let the car park itself.
know.
We have entered into the new century. That's for sure,
It's
brother.
fucking crazy.
One I did want to bring up too that I thought was funny. How desperately did MC Hammer need the Cheetos money? Huh? That dude's filed bankruptcy, I think like twice or something, or maybe even more than that. But yeah, I bet he was like, "Fuck yeah, I'll do your Cheetos commercials. You want me to dance around in my pants and throw orange things around? I will do it, son."
When the picnic table became his pants or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
right.
That was fucking weird.
Yeah, man. Can't touch this. But what do you think, other than the tear jerking commercials? What are some of the ones you hated?
Well, let me see. I can't remember them. You're flipping through the list too fast.
Oh.
I don't remember that one.
That's why I was flipping through the list, because it's virtually useless to hand you that. What did we just do? Good Lord. You should have let me do it and remind you of things you might remember.
So funny.
Look, there's a whole second page. Remember any of those? No.
There is.
See,
You already said that one and that one. The park the car and the
Park the car. I'm going to park it in your dumper. Hey, can I park it in your... I got to push in your stool. Park it in your dumper.
I
What do you
saw the
think?
Before Alexa one.
Yeah, that one was pretty funny. When you had to ask real human beings things, going back to the barbarians, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
What else? Fuck it. That's probably enough. We've
Yeah, way
touched on
too
them
many
enough.
inspirational
There's a lot of
ones.
cool
Like, what
fucking
the fuck
movies
do we
coming out. That I am excited about the Black Widow movie, which is cool.
Oh yeah, I love her.
Me too, man. How can you not?
So
How can you not?
How is that happening? I guess this is a story for a whole nother.
Well,
like,
we don't want to break
blog.
spoilers too. We'll do that privately, but yeah,
Okay.
there is very much a question of how the
I
Black
don't
Widow
understand
character is. Yeah.
where it is in the timeline.
Right. Oh, the Mountain Dew commercial where they mixed it with The Shining and the Mountain Dew came out of the elevator. I thought that was okay. I personally do not like Mountain Dew. I think it's a disgusting thing, but I'm not knocking you. Whatever you like, you like. You know what I mean? Can't tell you what to like, motherfucker. So, but I thought that was a cool commercial, though. What else? I guess I tell you what. How about we play some music and you tell us what you thought of the commercials?
I'll read
Which
the
ones
list
were your
and actually
favorite?
circle the ones that
I know.
I've
Good
seen.
thing I didn't give you that 2 days ago to check out or anything. But we're gonna go ahead and do some things behind the scenes. But how about you give me this list, which is more important right now?
Okay.
And what we're going to do is, yes, we're going to play some Stonehead, as a matter of fact, man. Stonehand. I'm so excited about this release, man. Yeah, I really am. I'm going to punch you in the tit. You're about to have to wear your bra backwards because your titties are going to hand out your back. But this release from these dudes called Carcosa, and it is a debut, by the way. So this is another debut for you. These dudes are from the UK. The release is called Carcosa. We're going to play Left to Ember from it right now. And, wrap some duct tape around yourself or something because this shit's about to rip you up. And you're welcome.
Dude, that was the Mars water. The Mars water. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Lifetime of suffering, wanting your pain, and into this land.
Stonehand out of the UK. That release is called Carcosa. That song is called Left to Ember, and I call it awesome.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? Good stuff. So support Badassery. Go over to their Facebook page and like them, love them, show them the good stuff, man. And do that for all these bands tonight. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
All this other goofy talk.
It's just fun.
Just fun.
But
the band stuff,
we
that's
push
real.
the bands.
That's right.
Support the scene.
And speaking of supporting the scene, great news. We've talked about it a little bit. Dave Mustaine is back. Dave Mustaine is healthy. Did anyone see this clip even? I know. How awesome is that? That is so awesome. There's few words as terrifying in the English language as the goddamn C word, man. So good to have him back, man. Good stuff. And I did.
Cancer's pretty bad, too.
What's that?
Cancer's pretty bad, too.
That's a pretty scary word, too. The C word and cancer. Yeah, you're right. You all right, Scully? It's okay. She's going to be okay. But I did want to talk a little bit about Dave Mustaine. Oh, yeah, that's right. I made a clip. Did anyone see that? They were in Paris that past week. Dave's daughter Electra joined them on stage to do a little bit of the A Tout le Monde, right? A Tout le Monde.
Very cool.
And it's very cool. You know what? I'll tell you what. Check it out. This is a little clip from it right here.
Hey, here we go.
Here's my imaginary point up to the clip place.
Seriously, I did things, the harder the roads became. I had no idea what it cost. My life passed before my eyes. I found out how little I accomplished all my plans tonight.
Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool there. Welcome back, Dave. And good stuff. And they're going to be on tour, man. There's lots of good things, And on the opposite side of the spectrum, though, Ozzy does appear to be in bad shape, and that sucks. I'll tell you what, though.
But you know what? How many times have you heard that?
Yeah, right. I know. Ozzy's
I'm
the
not
fucking.
counting him out.
And me either. If there's anybody who's going to rise above it and kick its ass, it's Ozzy, man. He's like, dude, I put so many chemicals
I don't
in
need
this
a
body.
fucking voice.
Yeah, fuck you. I'll make it happen.
Right.
I'll tell you what, though. The last interview I saw with him, the honesty is refreshing, and it's painful, and it's deep. You know what I mean? Like hearing somebody be that honest about, look, man, in 10 years I'm probably not going to be here. I'm probably going to be gone, and I'm probably to see somebody kind of absorbing that reality, and you can almost watch him register in his eyeballs while he's talking. That's rough, man. And our buddy Brandon, by the way, from Cruel Bomb, who we opened the show with tonight. Shout out to them guys, we love you. But he put a post on Facebook the other day that said, man, when and if the day comes where something happens to Ozzy, I'm going to need hugs all goddamn day because it's going to be rough. And I'm with you, brother. Me too, man. Right. Me too. I'm not ready. I needed hugs for days when we lost Dio. I'm still not over that. So, I'm still not over Lemmy. Fuck. I'm still not over a lot of people. We lost Josh Papp from DRI, we'll talk a little bit more about that later in the show. I even switched this week's old school jam to a DRI song this week because of that. We were going to play an old Sacred Reich jam, which we'll play next week. But this week is DRI because we lost Josh, man. And very, 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 very sucky. Very, very not liking it. January 2020 has been rough so far, man. Yeah. So, but let's talk
started out heavy.
Yeah, let's talk about something happier though. I did want to. Well, I don't know if it's happier, but something I want to make fun of real quick anyway.
Okay.
Speaking of the Super Bowl, did you catch that beforehand there was that whole weird hangout session with Snoop Dogg and the Guns N' Roses guys?
No, I missed that actually.
What the fuck?
I couldn't find the fucking remote control.
Such is the life of the fucking Metal-O-Mania crew. But it was weird, man. I thought it was very weird. It was. I don't know what they were going for.
What were they doing?
I don't know. It was like some kind of. I know that Guns N' Roses is going on tour, so they're very much trying to. They're doing that whole reunited tour thing. So I'm sure they're trying to put their name back out there and be in the spotlight. But I'll tell you what. Do you remember Benny Hill? Or do you remember old Benny Hill comedy? Does anyone out there remember Benny Hill, old fucking British comedy?
Like the tune.
Yeah, that's Benny Hill. Dude, Axl Rose looks like Benny Hill now. Like he has become the transformation is complete. Check this out. Even tell me, do you see that? I mean, come on. It's fucking Axl Rose has become Benny Hill. He's gonna start having a British comedy show where they slip in titties every now and again, like Benny Hill used to do. Tell me, do you see that? I mean, come on. It's fucking Axl Rose has become Benny Hill. He's gonna start having a British comedy show where they slip in titties every now and again, like Benny Hill used to do. Rest in peace, Benny Hill, man. Another one we lost to, I loved. But yeah, that was weird. I didn't get it, but they were utilizing the Super Bowl to get the word out, which I guess does bring us back to some of the ads. There is a few ads that we didn't go over on the first time through, and I do want to make sure we cover some of them that I think was funny, because I personally do think that let me say this real fast. All you people in Massachusetts and that area and New Englanders, I love you. You've been awesome to us. You've been amazing to us. I love you. Okay. You're metalheads and you love your metal like few I've encountered, and I love you for it. I'm personally not a Tom Brady fan. That's all I'm saying. So for him to make the day about him was a little douchey, in my opinion. I seen a lot of people posting like, man, what the fuck? Tom Brady making the Super Bowl. He ain't even in about himself. Although it is good news for you, though. And I'll be honest with you. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but I'm happy to hear he won't be wearing another uniform. I hate that. Man, you're a patriot, brother. You are a patriot. Stay there. That's where his career should end. When Joe Montana finished his career in Kansas City back in the day, that shit was tough. I never was an Honors fan, but that just, Emmitt Smith in Arizona. What the fuck? Just end your career where you did the thing. Yeah, it was weird. It was awkward. But what were some of the other commercials?
What did he do? I missed it.
Well, he did it was basically, I think it was a Hulu commercial, but he made basically the announcement. A lot of people have been speculating his contract is up. So a lot of people were speculating, is he going to go somewhere else next year? There was rumors he was going to end up in Cleveland and Miami and all this kind of stuff. And I personally think that would suck. Tom Brady is a patriot. So, but he made the announcement apparently during the Super Bowl, I'm going to be a patriot. I'm not going nowhere. Fucking Super Bowl's about me, even though I'm not in it. So here's my announcement. It brings me back to do you remember when LeBron James left Cleveland? He made the announcement. Everybody had to tune into ESPN.
His own fucking teammates.
His own teammates, his own coaches. The people that literally rooted for him since he was a kid had to watch ESPN to find out that he was leaving and heading to Miami. It reminds me of that, man. I don't know. I don't like it. I just don't like it. I'm not saying I don't like you. I just don't like it. But what else, Scully?
Just the like the Quibi one or the Winona and Winona.
Well, let me just tell you this.
What was that about?
I have no idea what the fuck that Winona commercial was about, and I loved it because fucking Winona Ryder was in it. Goddammit. I don't give a shit. I love her. She can shoplift in my house any fucking time, man. I love Winona Ryder. Always will. I love Stranger Things, man. Great, and I love it. What's up with the Pop? I missed that one. Pop-Tarts has a pretzel?
I only saw the tail end of it, but they make pretzel Pop-Tarts now.
Let me just tell you guys real quick.
I know.
I've lost 180 pounds in the last fucking year and a half, okay? And in this year and a half, they opened a Popeyes right next to our house, which is my favorite fast food place in the world. And now there's fucking Pop-Tart pretzels. Are you bullshitting me? Are you bullshitting me? Why, world? Why? Where were you when I was much more slothy? But I ain't fucking with that shit. But what else? I know there was some other ones too. Yeah, I ain't fucking with that shit. I ain't eating that shit. It's garbage. Did you know? I love Rick and Morty. Are you guys Rick and Morty fans? I love that show. That show makes me laugh my face off every time I watch it. Yeah, I thought it was a good one. Well, you know what's funny is we used the kind of a clip from that on a Metal-O-Mania ad last week, and then it showed up in the commercial, and I was like, fuck yeah, I was ahead of the curve on that one. Because the scene from that is right in our ad. We put way before we did that before the commercial. Oh, nice. And I love Rick and Morty. I think they're funny.
How about the baby Peanut? So they fucking killed Mr. Peanut 2 weeks ago?
Right, about
3 weeks ago? I don't even know. It wasn't very long ago.
Well, they killed him. He sacrificed himself, just so we're accurate.
Okay,
yeah.
Right. But
he saved Wesley Snipes and that out of the dude's life.
The company had him kill himself.
Right. So weird.
Just to be reborn again as a baby Peanut. I believe just so they could use the hashtag baby nut. Am I wrong? They were like, let's just do the whole hashtag baby nut.
Dude, do you know how many people are going to hashtag baby nut when we put this out there, bro?
Right.
Yeah, I think you're probably onto something. And thankfully it's not a baby nut.
They were like,
that's not cool.
How do we use baby nut? And they were like, we got to kill him.
Right. Let's kill
the
him and
baby
bring him
nut
back.
came before the death. Even that's why
Let-
I'm saying.
Let's do the comic book thing, man. Let's kill them off and bring them back to life. But they Grooted them. They did a Groot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. They Grooted Baby Peanut, man. What
Baby
the fuck?
fucking Peanut.
What do you guys think of that?
Baby nut.
Baby Nut. Hashtag Baby Nut. Hashtag Crypt Nut. Anyway, what about that Discover card? Yes or no? And that was pretty funny.
That was cool because you just saw like the movie clips. Some made you feel like nostalgic.
Yeah.
And cool, like,
yeah.
you
And
know.
I'm a movie freak, so that one did it for me. Did you know Arya Stark could sing?
I did not know she could sing. She's
Nor
a pretty
did
good
I.
singer.
Maisie
Although,
Williams.
I'm not impressed with the whole commercial.
The commercial
but,
sucked, but she's cool. I love her.
You know, it's good to see her. and
Yeah.
It's cool that
It was
she
a
can
shitty
sing
commercial,
so
though,
well,
honestly.
but-
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of the commercial, but.
What was the car? Was it a car commercial?
I think so, yeah.
That's what it says here on the notes, so I know of that. But
Oh.
I didn't realize it was even a car commercial. So
There's mixed reviews on the Snickers commercial, I see.
I only heard like part of it. From what I heard, I thought it was pretty funny. Basically, like the world's fucked up. Everybody's like fucking pissy all the time and fucking giving everybody a hard time and bitching about everybody.
Right,
and this,
right.
you know,
Well-
like the world just needs a fucking Snickers.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I kind of dug it. I mean, they were being cheesy in their approach, but what's wrong with that? People are being a little too critical of a commercial.
All right.
But you know what? The next one sets up a theme for the day. There was 2 themes on the day, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Charlie Day
Yeah. Right. The sting.
and fucking women power, right?
Girl power.
Girl power, man.
Fuck yeah.
Hashtag girl power. I got to give it to y'all.
Yep.
You
We
had the Black Widow
The
commercial.
Olay Women in Space.
Yeah, that was cool too. Very cool.
Yep.
There was a lot of, there was the Black Widow movie. There was the Olay. There was the.
Women,
there was a lot of women.
make space. We make space for everyone. That's
Yeah,
what
that
they
was
said,
cool.
right? Like,
What about the 49ers female coach? First
Yeah,
ever female
that
coach in a
was
Super Bowl.
impressive.
Very cool.
Although they didn't highlight her at all during the game. Not even like one like camera shot on her. Like, hey, like we'll show you all the fucking celebrities we can fucking possibly show.
Right, we'll
you in
use
the
that shit to sell
stands.
some Adidas.
Right.
But
well, they didn't. That ad wasn't about like.
oh, okay.
Or was
cool.
it?
I don't know. I thought it was.
I
But
don't remember. Honestly.
Anyway.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, it
Well,
was,
either way, I did.
Girl
the commercial
power was the
obviously.
name of the day, though. That was very cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm cool with that. You know, that's a good thing.
Girl
That's a good
power.
thing. Oh shit! And speaking of girl power, I can't believe we almost forgot to even touch on the halftime show or spectacle.
You
or
wish you could touch on the halftime.
I do
show.
wish I could touch on the halftime show. I'm not gonna lie to you. I tell you what, I wouldn't for starters, and I know you got lots to say on this too, and we're gonna cover a little bit of that ground. But quick things for starters.
Okay.
One, I don't get all the hatred. The hatred posts I've seen about the halftime show was bananas to me. I don't understand it. Let's get this off the gate right from the start. We are a metal show, so let's cover the music part. They're never going to do a metal halftime show. I mean, you're never going to have Slayer. As much as I would love that, you know what I mean?
Get over it.
It's never going to happen.
Right.
I mean, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, so we got to get past that, guys. I mean,
And what was it? 14 minutes. You can't sit through 14 fucking minutes of
I know, man.
songs that.
Well,
you know.
and dude, if you're going to give me 14 minutes, J-Lo and Shakira is the way to do it.
right.
You know what I mean? And for the record, I'll tell you, I know a lot of people hate J-Lo for politics and all that kind of stuff, and that's another thing I never
even know her
quite got.
politics.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
Right.
You know, I don't have to have dinner with her. We don't hang out. There is a weird kind of thing that this country has where we're like, you know, that we'll take that entire person's career and hate them over a soundbite. Fuck everything else they ever did. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Yeah.
weird, but we'll leave those topics for smarter people than us. But what I do want to say, if I may, is from my opinion, J-Lo is a very attractive woman.
Right.
If you factor in the fact that she's 50 years old, attractive is the understatement of the century. Even
Yeah, and I was impressed by.
Oh.
We'll go through.
I mean, because of J-Lo, as soon as the Super Bowl was over, I went to Amazon and ordered a stripper pole for the studio. I mean, come on. But for all the heaping praise I will throw at J-Lo, Shakira that's a beautiful, beautiful
She is
woman.
beautiful.
That is a beautiful
Yeah.
woman.
And she is obviously having a great time, and that just adds to it. It,
It does.
amplifies it so much.
It does.
That
I've
she is
never seen her without a smile on her face
out there
ever.
fucking loving it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
It's infectious.
Yeah.
She radiates just fun for me.
And she
take my man
danced the
card.
entire time.
Yeah.
She didn't take a break. She stayed right there with the girls, the backup dancers, and just fucking kept it going.
Well, you know what's funny is at a certain part during her thing when we were watching it, even I was like, "Isn't J-Lo supposed to be part of this?"
It was like 7 or 8 minutes in. I
Where
was
the
like,
fuck is J-Lo at? Right.
How long is this show? That
Right.
at what
Right.
point is she going to come in?
Right.
But
I was just bitching that people dislike J-Lo and stuff, and I'm not a huge Alex Rodriguez fan because I grew up an Orioles fan, and he was a Yankee for a while. But
Right.
that being said, I thought the video he posted a video where he's super going crazy about J-Lo's performance, and I love that shit. How can you not love that shit?
Yeah.
Something's wrong with you if you got hatred for that kind of thing, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Jealous, like
You
we
know?
talked about last week. So
It's just weird. You don't got to hang out with her, but man, beautiful. Again, the music, not my thing.
Right.
But
Well, let's talk about the music. What we can at least agree on. So it was kind of cool that, like, at some point, fairly early on, Shakira broke out a guitar. You know, and
the fake guitar solo.
Now, yeah, I was gonna say, like, clearly, like, not playing, but
I'm not gonna do it.
but from what I
I just broke a
understand,
knuckle.
can play.
Yeah, oh
Right?
yeah.
And, like-
Apparently she can play a bunch of instruments.
Right,
Actually, yeah.
like, so, like, obviously it's theatrical at that point. You're
Right.
just putting on the show, and you're extra, like, strumming, like, you're not chords, obviously,
Right.
but you know what I'm saying. Like, it's for the show of it,
Right.
The big sparkly guitar.
From a straight musician
But that was
perspective, yeah, that's cool.
you
She
know,
plays,
like,
she knows
right.
instruments, she writes her own stuff from what I've
Okay.
read, and
I
I
didn't
mean,
know that,
you know that. I mean, she does do work with other people too, but she's written a lot of her own things, and
That's cool.
that's pretty cool. You know?
And then they kind of had that Led Zeppelin thing in there for a second. Which,
they did
what
steal
was
the
that
Led
about?
Zeppelin
That
riff.
was,
You know,
like,
I don't know what that was about.
I would assume I know they got permission. They couldn't
Yeah.
have used it if they didn't have permission.
I'm sure they did, but it's
But,
goofy.
but yeah, that was just a little weird
goofy.
little thing to throw
You
in
know,
there for
right.
like
If
all
you're
of
gonna
5 seconds. Or
lean
something. It
on
wasn't
rock,
much.
give me rock.
Yeah, that was a little strange, but
You know.
And then some random fucking guy came in that I am.
Yeah,
not
who was that
from
dude?
that genre. But yeah,
Right.
I have
Was he
no
somebody?
idea
He
who
was
that-
probably somebody
Yeah,
because
I'm
it's the
sure
Super
he-
Bowl, but I
yeah.
have no idea who that
I don't
was.
know who that guy was.
Yeah.
But what
I think
will
his name
say,
was stabbing Kanye Westward.
no, that's no.
Okay,
You're
go
just
ahead.
being funny.
Okay, go ahead.
He was very respectful.
Oh, I
you
did
know,
notice
to both
that.
of the ladies.
Yes.
He had kept a respectful distance.
Yes.
He was
The
not,
one part where
yeah.
J-Lo comes and shakes her button, he's like, yeah, I'm right here, but I ain't touching
like,
you, girl. You know, hey,
Clearly,
I ain't getting fined by the FCC. Alex Rodriguez ain't beating my ass. And J-Lo.
J-Lo ain't punching me in the lip, right? But no,
That's
but
pretty
even
funny.
like earlier scene where he's dancing with Shakira, he was definitely very,
Yeah,
in my
like-
opinion, very like, I got a respectful distance here.
Yeah,
Everybody notices.
he's got a girlfriend or a mother or somebody in his life that ain't fucking with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can always tell. But it is pretty funny. The whole thing.
I liked it though, honestly. It's just,
I know you did. A lot of people did. And it's very mixed reaction, I noticed, as far as social media goes. People either loved it or hated it. I do think that our buddy Craig, as a matter of fact, with Bray Road, I think he hit a pretty good nail on the head when he posted a thing about, you're not that edgy because you didn't like the fucking halftime show. A lot of people seem to be like, well, yeah, I'm standing on my soapbox about it. Come on, get over it. It's a stupid 14-minute segment of the fucking Super Bowl. It's entertainment. It's boobs and butts shaking around.
shaking
It was
asses, yeah. What I don't
we've
understand
taken ourselves
is
far too seriously.
people are
as
like,
a
oh, it's the best one
human.
since like Prince. But how long ago was Prince?
That was a long time ago.
A long time ago, right?
Now,
and I feel like there's been at least some good ones since then. This
yeah,
might
but
not even go very
for
well.
the
but
record, Prince kicked ass though.
I don't know if I remember it.
Prince
so-
was amazing.
Yeah, I don't think I remember it.
Well, go ahead. Well,
Must be that long
go
ago
ahead.
that
You're
I don't
about to say
remember.
something awful, aren't you?
But no, there's like people in between that I think have done well. Some that have done really bad.
You
I
liked
don't
the
think-
Katy Perry one, I know.
I did think the Katy Perry, the theatrics of it
Right,
all, I thought was very well.
Again,
For the
we're not fans of the
halftime show
music.
of the Super Bowl,
Right.
you
Yeah,
want
that
a
was pretty
fucking
cool.
massive lion thing. You want
Yeah.
her flying around on whatever the other, wasn't it like an umbrella or
Right,
something,
right.
or like
Well, see,
you want that stuff. And you know what? I like the performance of it. I like the multiple costume changes
Oh, dude,
and pulling
give
that
her
shit
some
off.
time
and the-
dancers on TV. She's
I
sucked
love
into
that.
that shit for
Yeah,
sure.
it's fun.
Cheerleaders, whatever she's in. But yeah, very true.
But
very
you're
true.
pulling off the costume changes. You're pulling off the stuff, like, you know what I mean? And it happens in like fucking a half a second with,
I did notice
cool.
a metalhead posted on our Metal-O-Mania group that there was a zoom in close up of Shakira's mic and it was off. And it was the thing says, "Oh, such a great singer, you can sing without the microphone on." I mean, of
shit.
course it was lip sync, which does bring me to another part of why you'll never see heavy metal there. Dude, say a dream universe in the future one day happened where they went to Iron Maiden and Bruce Dickinson and they were like, "Look, you guys are amazing, fucking lifelong metal badasses. Do the Super Bowl halftime show for us. You know what? Even we're going to do it in London this year, and we want a kick-ass London act. Let's get Iron Maiden to do the fucking." Which, by the way, I would fly there for that. But if they told
They
Bruce
wouldn't lip
Dickinson
sync it,
to lip sync it, yeah, it's not happening.
Well, I think the
It's not
difference
happening.
is, though, he's not running around dancing.
Oh, I mean, I agree. I agree.
not
But
that
I'm
I'm,
just
like,
saying, but
defending
this
that,
is a
'cause, yeah, you
genre that
gotta,
will
like-
not do that, though. That lends itself to
Right.
never being able to do these sort of things.
Right.
You know,
Yeah, I get it.
I think anyway, which is unfortunate, but But I'll tell you what, though, if
but
I
then they
may.
had some other
Go.
things.
Yeah, please.
The crowd surfing, I thought that was neat. She jumped or fell back into the crowd. You know,
Yeah.
obviously there was like a group of people that were designated to catch her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you wouldn't want me down there.
Pushing their
Right.
way through.
No, I wouldn't. Honestly, that's not funny even. Let me make that clear. I was joking. If you are somebody,
bad joke, but-
if a female crowd surfs on you and you are somebody who takes advantage of that situation, you're a creepy piece of shit, even for the record. I was making a joke just now, but I do want to make that distinction. You're a shit bag. That's not funny and that's not cool. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's a little funny.
You're the worst.
I know I am. I did see. I haven't been on Facebook. It's been a busy week already, so I have missed a little bit of the backlash. You're saying there's been a lot of backlash. I've missed some of
Well,
that.
I in particular the
And, like,
metalheads. I see a
the
lot of
tongue
metalheads
thing.
that are like, "Fuck this stupid ass bullshit." Fucking. Oh, you mean the commercials or do you mean the halftime show itself?
Yeah, the halftime show.
Yeah,
The tongue
yeah.
thing. She did like
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
some memes where people were like, "What the fuck is like the tongue thing?" Like,
What do you? Again, I've lost touch with reality apparently because to me it was sexy, it was cool, it was 14 minutes to pass the time between football happening. I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Where is the bar exactly anymore? I've lost track of where we're supposed to have it. You know what I mean? I don't understand. Again, as a metalhead, fuck yes. Would I rather it be Slayer than J-Lo and Shakira? Fuck yes, that would be amazing. But it's never gonna happen.
in Miami, it was appropriate.
Yeah, that's
It
right.
worked.
Exactly. Matter of fact, I saw a couple people make that distinction on some of the threads I saw on Facebook. Keep in mind where it was, and if you do put it in that context, it was. I mean, they nailed it, man.
perfect,
It was
yeah.
cool. I don't give a fuck.
It wasn't. It was.
And it was a good
lot
game,
of
too.
dancing and performing, but it wasn't very like. I mean, they had all the fireworks going outside of the stadium. You know what I
Right,
mean? But it didn't have a lot of that like big show aspect of it.
Right.
The Super Bowl probably would expect, but
Right.
the stripper pole thing was pretty good.
I definitely
so.
dug that. That was cool.
Yeah.
You know.
And when she first started, was that a Michael Jackson tribute or something with the whole leather get up and grabbing her crotch like every couple like seconds?
Very,
and, you know,
very much. I believe so. It seems weird in the
yeah, it's a little
modern
like,
climate of Michael Jackson.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, so I thought that was a little odd, but
Yeah. True.
But back to the girl power, I thought it was cool that they had all the
I do.
girls come out, and the one girl got to even like sing with them on stage. So that, and I bet that was probably an
That
opportunity.
girl will
of a
never
lifetime.
forget that
Yeah,
ever.
so that
Yeah,
was
very
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah. It did keep in the theme. The halftime show kept with the theme of the day of
Of
that
the
whole
girl
girl
power.
power thing we
Yeah.
were talking about. True.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You know.
I
Very
liked
true.
it.
Girl.
Oh, and then she broke out with the
power.
drums. Shakira at the end of
Oh,
the
yeah.
when the girls were singing, she fucking had the drums going.
I think
so.
she's talented. I think she's attractive. I think, man, give me Shakira every year. And I mean, but you know what? That does bring me to who I would like to push for. I think we should start a campaign
okay. Yeah.
right now.
Go ahead.
For who should be in the Super Bowl next year, halftime show. I've actually been saying this for a
You've
while
created
now.
a hashtag already.
I'm pushing the hashtag. I started it 2 days during the Super Bowl this year. Weird Al, man. What about Weird Al? Dude, Weird Al Yankovic, especially if you're somebody my age. We grew up with this guy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's, first of all, he's G-rated. You know, Weird Al's not the guy that you're going to have to worry
Never
about.
gonna have any controversy.
Right. He's not going to pull somebody's
Never.
titty out. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And frankly, I don't need you to pull out a titty at the Super Bowl. There's the internet for that.
There's plenty of places.
Right,
to
you
get
know what I mean?
that.
If I want
Yeah.
to see titties, there's no shortage of seeing titties.
Right.
But we could have Weird Al. He could do some kind of medley of all kinds of cool songs together, which would be killer.
If he had a
Especially
whole
with a
year to
comedic.
prepare for it,
Oh,
he would kill it.
he would kill it
for sure.
He's a showman. He's funny. I think Weird Al would be, and he could also bring lots of different genres together for it and make it work. You know what I mean? He could touch
Everybody
on some
would
R&B
like it.
and some rock and roll and some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He could. Yeah, I think it would be a home run. It would rival for the best performance ever for half.
You should email somebody.
Yeah. You know what? We're gonna reach out. We're gonna push. Let's start. Help me start the hashtag, man. Everybody start pushing hashtags.
Here, put it right here.
Hashtag
Put it
Weird
right
Al
here.
next
Put
year.
it like up here, right here for a second.
Oh,
so
there you go.
people can-
Hashtag Weird Al. What do you want it to say? Hashtag Weird Al
Well, didn't you
Super
already
Bowl.
start a
Well, it
hashtag?
says Weird Al next year is what I started, but should it be more specific? You'll forget it's the Super Bowl after 2 days from now.
Well, not when you're
So,
talking about.
yeah, that's
what
true.
it's for.
All right, hashtag Weird Al next year.
Yeah.
There you go. Hashtag Weird Al next year. Push it, push it, push it, push our agenda. And, there you go. Fucking A.
Right.
So all of that plus girl power. And oh, by the way, it was a pretty good game.
Oh yeah, the game.
Metalheads don't care about the game. So I've done a poll on this, and I started to write a little piece on talking about the game with you guys, and I just realized what a waste of time that would
care.
be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Metalheads
All I know
either
is-
don't care or they watched it and they're already done.
Right.
So
Okay.
all you know is what?
that they made their great state proud.
And on that note, girl power. You know, speaking of girl power, you need to go and get that fucking Decadent Sweden release. That 6 tape is so badass, man. We talked to Kitty on the show just a few weeks ago. I'm telling you, it's a great release. Truly great release. Okay, so where does that bring us to? Oh, you know what? That brings us to, well, there is a little bit of news coming up, and I'll get to that on the other side of this. How about that? Let's play some Next Time, Mr. Fox. Okay. This band is they're Italian, they're badass, and you know what? They're going to be a part of our 420 release.
Oh,
so
cool. Right.
Very cool, man. We needed some good core stuff, and these dudes filled the bill like a motherfucker.
Okay.
This album is called Sunken City. It is so crazy good ass, man. It's literally the soundtrack to everything amazing.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
Okay.
So the new album is called Sunken City. We're going to play the song Mother off of it tonight for you in the video for it. But we're going to have them on the show coming up, and they're going to be on the 420 release. So get to know these guys, man. They're getting ready to penetrate all up in you.
The cow says, your mother dates jocks in hell.
You were once quoted as saying, I dropped from my mother's womb, I hit the floor, and I started crawling through hostile territory toward my grave.
That's badass.
It's pretty morbid.
It's pretty dark.
Fuck next time. How about this time, Mr. Fox? Badass. I'm telling you. Really love that release. Super excited they're going to be a part of the 420 thing, man. And just we'll send you more details on that as it comes. But we're filling up the bill. We're starting to add bands to this thing all the time, man. It's going to be an awesome free release, and you're going to have to hang out with us to get it. There you go. So what do you think? What's next for us, my love? You know, I will tell you, look, you're fading on me, I know, but I'm keeping you around a little bit longer. I'm not letting you go yet. Because I'll tell you what, I'm an aging fucking metalhead, as you all know. You know. But I heard a term this week that I had to go to the Urban Dictionary to look up.
Okay.
And the term was suicide wank. Do you know the term suicide wank? Do you know what this means? Does everyone out there?
I can't say I do.
You know, I'm an old fuddy-duddy, but I feel like I'm a perv. I should know these things, but I did have to go and look up some of this stuff. I'm not going to lie. So a suicide wank is when you're married, it's your wife, or when you're younger, it's your parents. But
what?
You apparently start to jerk off and then yell for your parents and or wife and try to finish before they get there so you don't get caught.
Oh.
It's called the suicide wank.
That's stupid.
Well, no one said any of these things were going to be genius. I didn't.
No, I mean, like, not like the term is stupid. Like, why would you want to do that, dude?
Oh, let me tell you, almost everything you'll read in the Urban Dictionary is a little like that.
Why would you do that in the first place?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of those. Honestly, and when that led me to making a list. I decided, you know what, I'm going to go and get a few things off of the Urban Dictionary to share with our listeners this week, and I thought it'd be fun.
What'd you find?
And of the ones I'm sharing with you, oh my God, there's so many worse. So I'm just disgusting, though. I decided to kind of get away from some of the more disgusting ones because that doesn't do it for me.
I don't want to hear that.
But let's see. So here you go. You want to hear? Does everybody want to hear some of these? Yeah. Everybody, you want to hear some of these?
I'm going to speak for everybody.
Urban Dictionary things.
Sorry, guys, if you don't.
So how about bathroom battleship, Scully? Do you know what bathroom battleship? I'll tell you what. You take a couple.
I don't want to guess at what they are now. You know, I'm going to be so far off.
Oh yeah, you really are. Bathroom battleship. This, and I just told you I wasn't going to bring you a gross one, but here's one anyway. It's when two friends are in public bathrooms taking shits in adjacent toilets and decide to toss their shitty toilet paper back and forth at one another. Yeah. That is bathroom battleship. There you go, Urban Dictionary. How you like that, man?
Start off with the gross one.
Yeah, right into the gross ones. How about alligator fuckhouse? Do you know what an alligator fuckhouse is? No. This is a good one. We're going to try an alligator fuckhouse out of the show. Okay. While fucking, you bite your female partner on the neck while locking your arm and legs around her and roll into a death roll.
Oh, Jesus.
While still inside. You got to stay inside the whole time or it doesn't count.
Wow, that sounds tricky, actually.
Points for perfection.
You're not going to be able to stay inside. That's a lot of work.
I'm getting there, motherfucker.
That's a lot of like that's just like that's a lot of like moving
coordination.
Moving parts.
That shit sounds Olympic.
Yeah. Are you even at the right angle anymore?
Ouch, ouch, ouch. You know, use it in a sentence. Scully's in traction because last night we tried the alligator fuckhouse. How about Angel's Touch?
Who's the comedian that says, "Don't you know where your pussy is?"
Yeah, right. Like, Big J Okerson's coming. Local. We're going to go see him.
Okay. Like
don't you know where your pussy is?
I don't think you're going to be at the right angle anymore by the time you're doing all that death roll shit.
We'll get back to you. Do you know what an Angel's Touch is?
No.
This is when you are peeing or sitting down to pee or shitting as a male, and your dick touches the toilet urinal where you know other people's dicks have touched before.
Ew.
Like, for a good way to use an example, and a sentence is, man, I went to the Wendy's and had to use their public bathroom, and next thing I know, I felt the unmistakable cold touch of an angel's touch, unmistakable coldness of an angel's touch on my dickhead.
So that's awful that you had the whole, like, somebody else has already touched it before. Like,
yeah, that adds a whole new dimension.
Yeah, because I was just even, like, the cold, like, fixture itself without even, like, having anything on, like, it's too much. Right?
Oh, let me tell you, the older you get, the more you got to cup them balls to keep them out of the toilet.
Oh, my God.
I'm just saying. All right, so are you ready?
Time.
I do have one gross one, another gross one I slipped in here.
Okay.
Do you know what a Kentucky Klondike bar is? I couldn't help but laugh. It's too funny. I had to say it. A Kentucky Klondike bar. Do you know what a Kentucky Klondike bar?
Okay.
This is...
You can't even say it.
Oh, it's so bad. This is where you freeze a shit. You freeze a turd.
Okay.
And then while frozen, use it as a sex toy.
Yeah.
A Kentucky Klondike bar.
That is so gross.
Aren't you proud to be an American? Oh man! All right, one of my favorites is saddlebacking. Do you know what saddlebacking is? This one probably
Sounds
more people do
familiar,
know
actually,
than some of these other ones, but this is the art of young Christian girls and boys engaging in anal sex to preserve their virginity for marriage. Saddlebacking. You know, that's saddlebacking, by the way, is named after the Saddleback Church, which is the home of Reverend Rick Warren, who was the guy, the big reverend behind the whole "we need to teach abstinence as sex education." You know,
He was fucking everybody in their ass, apparently.
probably. You know, he inadvertently led
He
to a
started
whole
with the
generation
boys.
of kids wanting to be fucked in the ass. An old fave of mine that everyone knows is a Blumpkin. Well, I mean, you know, they're talking about young people. Blumpkin, you know the Blumpkin. I know you've heard Blumpkin. Do you know what a Blumpkin actually is, Scully?
I guess I don't know, but to define it.
That's the art of getting a blowjob while taking a dump.
Okay.
A Blumpkin.
Yeah, I had heard it before, but
And here's a good seasonal one for the winter. Frosty the Snowman. Do you know what a Frosty the Snowman is?
no.
This is where you take an old black hat, like a magician's hat.
Okay.
Several people jizz into it, and then somebody puts it on, and you look like a melting snowman.
Oh, that's so gross.
It's called the Winter Bukkake. It's
Ugh.
from the Winter Bukkake series.
How many of these do you have?
I got a bunch of them, man. We're going to come back to some of them even, but here I got a couple more. Let me go through a couple more, and then we'll play some music. How about that?
Okay.
Here's someone for the women. You know, the women. We were just talking about women power on the last break. Here's one for the women. You know, Netflix and chill has become a big thing. It's become kind of code for let's sit around and put on some Netflix and end up fucking each other, right?
Right.
Well, that very much has led to women who are like, man, Netflix and chill does nothing for me. He comes, I don't. What the fuck? So women want to push for change in that to IMAX and Climax. One for both of us, motherfucker. How about that? Let's IMAX and or for the advanced user, there's Amazon and Anal.
Oh.
There you go. So
You made that one
Netflix,
up, didn't
Netflix and chill is so yesterday, people. Come on.
You made the last one up.
Let's Amazon and Anal. I like the way they go. I like the sound of that.
Sounds expensive.
We all know what a warning tap is, right? Warning tap.
Yeah.
The old tap. I'm about to. You know.
If you don't do the warning tap, you're a dick.
You are kind of a dick. You should give the warning tap, man. It's just polite business. You know, there's about to be fire in the hole.
Yeah, you need to. There's certain things you got to do to prepare for that. You know, it's
exactly.
better if you do at least. I mean, not that you have to, but it's better if you do. You know,
Right, you should. You know from your part, you know, hey, there's about to be fire in the hole. You know? Although if there's fire, see a doctor. But what else? I got a couple more. Power bowling. Do you know what power bowling is?
No.
You know, I never knew what this was called, but I think I do this sometimes. Okay. That's where you let the rhythm of it be dictated by the pendulum swing of your nuts. You know, you kind of let the nuts become the fucking, you know, your metronome. Oh shit! You know, like as using that in a sentence, like last night I threw out my back Powerball in your mom.
And your mom. Jesus.
All right, a couple more real quick. Rodeo fuck. This is this one I've heard a bunch of different interpretations of rodeo fuck, but they all center roughly on this. You fuck your female from behind, and you whisper something about how similar she is. You know, your pussy's as tight as your sister's, your tits are nice like your sister, something to that effect, and then hold on as long as you can. That's a rodeo fuck. A rusty trombone, as everyone knows. Come on, this one's pretty rated G at this point. You're getting your salad tossed while she's giving you the old reach around there by looking like she's playing the trombone. And let's see, one of my favorites is the Bosnian seesaw. Do you know what the Bosnian seesaw is, Scully?
I know that one.
We talked earlier. We're trying to recruit people for our art and our releases and our comic book and all that kind of stuff. We really need a female to volunteer to be a part of the Bosnian seesaw with me and Scully.
Oh, no.
That's where you bend over your female partner in front of you, but you put a strap on around you that's hanging off the back of you, and you have one female bent over in front of you, one female bent over behind you, and you can just go back and forth and give them the old Bosnian seesaw.
So stupid.
Oh, fuck me. All right, last but not least, and then we'll do the modern retro. Haha, I promise. Is fucking Slayer, man. Fucking Slayer. The term fucking Slayer is in the Urban Dictionary.
A decent one.
I know. And it's a real phenomenon, you know?
What does it say about fucking Slayer?
It's where someone yells fucking Slayer, or a conversation or anything leads to someone yelling fucking Slayer, and it becomes like a virus that spreads among metalheads, where eventually way down there someone's yelling fucking Slayer. There's YouTube videos of people running into like churches and malls and restaurants and yelling fucking Slayer and then running out and shit. So there you go. We had to close on the fucking Slayer one if we're going to talk Urban Dictionary, right?
Of course.
Fuck yeah. And we're curious to know, what are some that you guys know and gals know from the Urban Dictionary? What are some of have piqued your interest and or have made you think, what the fuck? And I promise you, there was 20 I didn't write down because, think about this. I included the Kentucky Klondike bar, and there were ones I chose not to. So there you go. All right, up next we got the Modern Retro Haha, which we're going to start with some Irist. These guys have a debut release coming out on March 27th, and man, it is going to kill everything that fucking lives and breathes. And it's going to replace it with a more metallized replica of itself.
Wow.
There you go. This album is called Order of the Mind. We're going to play Burning Sage, which is the song they have released from it. It is so fucking just simple badassery, man. They're out of Atlanta, Georgia. It's a debut. Get your drink on and give them your love. Matter of fact, give them all your shit. Just call them up right now and give them all your shit. And then we're going to play a little piece of comedy from Kurt Metzger on Prison Rape. So, yeah, you got to like
Hilarious.
that. He's one of my favorites.
I love him.
He's truly one of the best.
His delivery is so funny. I love it. If you guys haven't seen his whole stand-up, you check it out.
Oh, and this is a clip from his White Precious piece, which is truly just one of the best stand-up specials ever, in my opinion. But he's amazing. Please support Kurt Metzger as well, man. He's got fucking podcasts and YouTube channels and all that stuff. Show him the love. And then we're going to play our old school jam of the week, man. And I did switch it. We had Sacred Reich in the spot originally, and we switched it to DRI. As you know, we lost Josh Papp this week. And I'll tell you what, it was a weird thing, man, because we have built really cool connections around the world. And apparently the story broke in Brazil first, and we have connections in Brazil. We have a guy who asked me not to use his name, so I won't, but who reached out to us like way before the news broke, honestly, and said, hey, do you guys know if there's any truth to this? And I reached out to the band, honestly, and they hit us right back and unfortunately did say, hey, it is true. Well, in the interim, I had posted a thing saying, I'm hearing this. Is it fucking true, But we reached out to the band. They responded and said it is true, but we're not putting things on social media right now because I'm not sure his family's been made aware. So we did take that off. I don't want to be that dick. We're not the TMZ of metal, man. Fuck that. I hate that shit. The fact that Kobe Bryant's family found out about Kobe from the fucking TMZ, that's unacceptable. Unacceptable, people. But we did take it back. But the point being is that it sucks. And I can't overstate to you what these fucking albums meant to me, man. Four of a Kind. The first time I ever heard Four of a Kind, I was tripping my balls off on acid. And my buddy Paul, he played it for me. And as you know, there's lots of weird things on that album, man, including at the end of the album where there's that weird kind of like fucking, whatever. You know what I'm talking about if you're a fan of the album. And there's the whole fucking, Dead in a Ditch song and the stop start part of the song, phone ringing for the fucking,
Yeah, you just were fucking...
It was me.
Away.
I was tripping my balls off like, this is crazy. This is made for me, man, But truly, DRI was made for you. If you are from that era and you know these things that I know and you went through these times that I went through, our entire youth, our feeling of displacement, our feeling of anger and our angst and all that you have as a young fucking dude growing up or even a female growing up in this country, DRI got it. You know what I mean? You could channel that into these albums. You could find some relief in these albums. You could fucking scream and yell about fucking been gone too long. And then there was relief in that, man. And I can't even overstate to you how much that has to do with me sitting right here right now doing this Metal-O-Mania thing. These DRI albums were so instrumental in me being the human being talking to you about metal every week. And losing Josh hurts, and it sucks, and I hate it. And fucking we're losing too many of these motherfuckers, man. And I hate it. And we're going to celebrate a little bit of that. And we carry these people on and carrying their art with us. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to play some DRI and celebrate him. And then coming out of the back end of that, we're going to play a little David Tell to try to lift your spirits back up again. Also very funny. He's going to talk to you a little bit about fisting, a personal favorite subject. And then we're going to play some fucking, the bassist from Opeth. Martin Mendez has put out this White Stones release, man. It is a solo death metal project. It is also a debut, so there's that. And man, it's great. The album is called, I think it's called Kwarahi. Kwarahi is how you pronounce it. Kwarahi.
Okay.
And man, it is brilliant. I can't overstate to you how much I love this fucking song, how much I love it. It comes out on March 13th, but you can order it now, and I suggest that you do. So here you go. Let's modern retro our haha. We'll come back. We got a little bit more metal, a little bit more bullshit for you, and then we'll get out of here and let you have your week back, man. But gonna be good times. Check out these jams. Modern Retro 154.
The day I need a friend like you, I'll just have myself a little squat and shit one out.
Jesus, Mother Mary and Joseph. You piss yourself.
Do you watch Beyond Scared Straight? It's about the Scared Straight program. You know what that is? Scared Straight. It's a program, let's say you have a really bad kid. Like really bad. You know, like they smoke weed and everything. What are you gonna do with this kid? You take him to prison for the night. And then they have the prisoners threaten them with rape until they're good. Until they're good children. That's the whole program. Yeah, that's perfectly fine to do that. You like smoking weed? You're gonna smoke this dick! Just screaming at the child. Right? And he's like a guard. Now you should listen to him, DeShanthony. We don't do our job at this prison. You are gonna get raped. I make $12 an hour. I'm not stopping rapes. And the kid don't even care. He's just laughing. He don't care. I'm at home. I'm putting out a joint and starting my homework. In terror. So I think I'm gonna have to smoke dick. Yeah. Because you can't scare anyone straight. That's the whole, that's what sociopath, they don't feel fear like normal people. What do you worry about? If you go to prison, what do you worry about of the things you've heard about prison? Yeah, that's right. Getting raped in prison. Right? I mean, you're not even saying the thing. You're like, the showers, dropping the soap. You even speak the name of the crime, it's so scary. Right? And because you're normal. That's what a normal person worries about if they're going to prison. Or like a good person is worried about that. But guess what? There's a bunch of people in prison doing these rapes. So that means there's like a whole other segment of the population that if you bring up prison to them, they're like all happy. You're like, oh man, you know the best part about prison? You just rape any dude you want. They don't stop you.
I'll see you in another life, brother.
miss you so much, man.
Even, would you care for a mouthworm?
If you can go, go. Because the way the sunlight hits the poverty, it's just, wow.
And that's why we call it the modern retro. Haha. There's a little bit of modern metal. There's a little bit of fucking retro metal. And there's a little bit of haha. What do you think? So, good stuff. You're right, though. Kurt Metzger, good God, that dude's funny. David Tell's hilarious, man. Just, you know, for me, the two greatest forms of art left on this planet that I most enjoy are metal and stand-up comedy. That's why I, you know, force them both into your faces every week when we do the show. So, okay, we are getting ever close. We got a couple more jams for you, a little bit more show left, and some of the things I wanted to talk about tonight we'll push back till next week because we got so damn wordy tonight. Because 21 years, almost 21 years, Scully. What do you think of that? By the time we come back next week to do the show, Scully and I will have celebrated 21 fucking years together.
21 years.
Holy balls in church. That's a long time. 21 years. So, but the point being, we still somehow enjoy talking, and even somehow enjoy talking in front of you guys. So we went a little long, so we'll push back. And something I wanted to get into tonight is the public displays of affection. I don't know if you saw that video, the guy that got caught on camera at the soccer game, I think like in Brazil or somewhere.
Oh,
but
no.
he got caught cheating on his wife because was on the camera, and I think there's been cases of that in the past. We're going to talk about that. There's some funny material in there I want to talk about, but we'll do that next week. So if you have examples, start thinking now so you can participate in the chat board with us on it. What about that?
Okay.
But one more thing I want to get into, and then we'll start getting towards the end of the show tonight. But I read earlier, and I thought this was funny, the YouTube monitors, the people that monitor the videos and comments and all that stuff that work for YouTube, are now being made to sign a waiver, a disclaimer, as part of their employment for YouTube.
Okay.
That they will not sue YouTube for the possible resultant PTSD that they will suffer.
Oh.
Due to the videos and comments and all these things that they're fucking subjected to as a YouTube employee. And, honestly, my first thought is to laugh hysterically at that. Like, oh my fucking, it's a video, dude.
Because, right, because you don't know. You don't think about it. And then,
but when you think about it a little more,
yeah,
it could be disturbing. I mean, I went on to read that apparently people are, think about some of the fucked up things you do see on YouTube.
Yeah.
There are a million you never see because they never made it to the, they were like, fuck that, that's not for public consumption. And apparently people send in their suicide videos. Like, that's a thing. People set up, will record their suicide and somehow their computer set to automatically send it into, YouTube or video places and shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Human beings are fucked up, ain't we? We're so fucked up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But what do you think of that? What are your thoughts? I mean, I'll bet they'd see some shit. For starters,
you have to
the
know
more I
going
thought about
in,
it.
you're gonna see some of that. I mean, the problem is you have no idea what you're gonna see until you see it.
You don't know where your line is until it's been crossed. Unfortunately,
Right.
could you do that? Do you think you could be a YouTube monitor?
I mean, I say yes offhand, and then you start thinking about what if it's somebody doing something awful with a child, just like then it's
that's a whole other angle. That's true.
I don't know. I don't want to.
How often do you got to call the cops while you're monitoring these videos? I wonder.
Probably often.
That's pretty awful. Yeah, I mean, you're right.
So
I initially want to say yes, I could do it, but I'm also the same guy who, knock on wood, has successfully never seen Two Girls, One Cup.
Right?
So,
actually, yeah, you're right about that.
I purposely have avoided that. It's a feather in my cap that I've never seen that fucking thing. I never want to see that thing.
Good point.
So, it does make you wonder. So, and it does make me wonder about you fuckers out there, man. Let's do a poll. Let's get a fucking intake from some of our Metal-O-Maniacs out there. How's your stomach? How's your mind? Do you think you could steal it? Do you think you could be a YouTube monitor and be subjected to who knows what god-awful bullshit? Or do you think you'd be fucked up and affected? We'd like to know.
I wonder what the pay is.
Oh. Well,
I don't know why that makes a big difference.
It does. It definitely does.
It does, though.
Sure, definitely does. I'll bet you just stemmed. A lot of people are going to be like, hey, man, before I answer this question, what's the money we're talking about here?
Right.
So I think you probably stemmed a part of the conversation. Let's set it. Let's set it for conversation value. Let's say for our social media followers and stuff for the conversation that is hopefully soon to follow this, let's say $100,000.
Wow.
$100,000 a year to monitor videos for a living.
That's a lot. There's no way they're getting that.
I don't know.
No way.
YouTube's a pretty profitable company. You're probably right, but well,
how many?
What do you say?
Think
What's a reasonable number to set it at? Do you think? Is that too high?
Yeah,
$70,000,
$50,000 or $60,000 a year.
All right. Well, I tell you what,
your
make that a
average
part of
office
your
salary. You know what I mean?
Right. You might be right. I'll tell you what, make that a part of your response to us. What is your salary range? What would you do it for? Where's that line for you? Like, fuck that, I ain't doing it for $20,000, but if you give me $50,000, I'm there. And that probably is where the line is drawn for most people. I will put myself through. And that is, you know what that means, right?
I never really realized that people are the ones actually watching this. I mean, I guess that's ignorant of me.
I'm sure there are certain algorithms that probably flag certain things. I'll bet there are, built-in things that are like, "Hey, man, y'all better monitor this one." You kind of
know going in that this is going to be really bad.
Right. Rough.
The camera has picked. I mean, the computer has picked up certain things that already tell you that it's going to be.
Well, you and I used to be big Law and Order SVU fans. Think about some of the scenes where you're like,
they always made a point of when that detective had to sit in the back office and watch them horrible sex crimes, like, oh my God, you know. And you did feel, you feel terrible for that person, you know. And that's probably YouTube people. They're not cops. They're just, you know.
Yeah.
I'll bet you're subjected to some shit, son.
Yeah.
I bet it's awful. I bet it's depraved. Think about it. Every time there's about to be a milestone of suicides at any bridge pretty much in the world, people can't wait to go there and be like number 500 or 1,000 or 1,500.
Right.
You know, if people have that mentality, there's no telling what kind of shit they're putting on video.
Well, let's spin it around real quick just to let it a little more positive. Also,
give
think
me
about
something.
like how many titties that they're getting to see every fucking day.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you better believe
They got to
that.
filter that shit out, but
Huh.
you know, they're still getting to see it. You know?
Fringe benefits.
Right?
I'll bet you do end up with a shit ton of miscellaneous, never to be put on YouTube porn if you
Like,
work for YouTube.
yeah,
That's true.
you know,
that's,
like,
that's a good
You're
point.
filtering out all the, you know, couples getting caught, you know, doing something crazy or, you know, like
I bet there's a lot of that, actually.
just whatever.
Yeah, for every fucked up thing, there's probably 50 of those, probably, right? There's probably way more sex stuff than actual
Yeah.
gross stuff.
Yeah.
Huh. That's very interesting. That's a good point. That's a
So-
very, very good point, actually, I think. You know, let's sound off. What do you guys think, man? What's your view on all that kind of stuff, man?
So for one animal beating a month,
I know, which is rough, man. God,
You
some
get
of
to
our friends
see-
post so much of that. Oh.
500
Titties.
sets of titties.
Yeah,
sets of titties.
where's your line? Well, and again, so what we're talking about here is we're all whores. We're basically determining price.
Well, that's not money related. That's like,
You know.
You get to see titties and you have to endure like one something awful. You know?
Well, you know, something we're going to touch on next week. I told you we were going to talk about the public displays of affection next week, but there is a part of that seems relevant to what we're saying right now, which is, you know, we used to joke back in the day. Like, I know none of you motherfuckers remember back in the day when you would use a camera to take pictures and you had to go get them developed. Do you remember that? But the big joke always used to be like the guy that fucking makes $6 an hour at the film place is only doing it because he's got the greatest porn collection ever. He's making copies of all your dirty shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure that's true. And I'm sure you're very right of YouTube as well. I'm sure that even more on a much grander scale, in fact. So, you know, that dude's buying like 82 terabytes of backup space for the porn he's pulling in. So, oh, fuck me. All right. Well, that's fun things to talk about. And we very much would like to hear you sound off your input and what do you think and all that kind of stuff. And I know this is your last break with us, Scully. You got to go take care of some things, but I appreciate you hanging out with us tonight.
Yes, thank you guys. I will see you next week. Happy Hump Day. And much love, much metal.
Fuck yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to let you leave on a two-piece. How about that?
Okay.
Right now, we're going to play 2 quick banging-ass metal songs for you. Don't go anywhere, though. We're going to come back to me a little bit more before we get out of here tonight. But I got some Death on Fire for you guys, man. The song is called Architects from their new release called Ghost Songs. It's a sophomore release from these cats out of Indiana, and, man, I fucking love it. It is heavy as fucking balls. But you're going to love this, and check that out. And then I'm going to slip in a Sarah Longfield for you. Do you know Sarah Longfield yet? I know you do because I've stuck it in your face all week. But do you guys and gals out there know Sarah Longfield yet? She's a super talented musician. She has great videos. She's very fun, right? You can find her on sarahsheds.com, on Bandcamp. I really love her a lot. And she has a great funny video that involves a Slayer song that I thought I'd share with everybody tonight with her permission. And thank you, Sarah, for that very much. We appreciate you. And please do show her the love, man. For real. She's very cool. And we're going to come back out of that with another jam, as a matter of fact, which is going to be Throw Sight. If you guys have not picked up this fucking debut death metal album, it is badass. These dudes are from Estonia. The album's called Disaster. This song is called Killing Your Babies.
Whoa.
And, you know, it's just badass, man. You're going to fucking love it. You're going to love it. You must have it. Don't you see?
All right.
Don't you see?
We'll see.
You will be hailed a hero. They will build statues of you 2,000 feet high, made from the bones of your enemies.
As I die, the race of the outside, genius! There is no wall! Then I will build one, and I will fucking put you through it!
Don't forget Metal-O-Maniacs to watch and support badassery.
And that's why friends are like puppies. I just love everyone.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that's so amazing. You guys are so great.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, that was so nice, you guys. Well, I just want to welcome all of our newcomers to our Sunday youth group. Usually we have a few regulars who join us, but maybe they were busy this week.
Or maybe they died, right?
These are our special friends, Sarah and Rob. They're a little... Oh my god!
I made brownies for everyone. You guys are gonna love being in our youth group. It's gonna be really difficult for you to leave. Are we next? We've got a song.
Sarah and Rob, the last songs that you played were kind of scary. Do you think you could play a fun song to welcome our new friends? My songs are fun. Do you think you could do that, Sarah?
Yips the doodles, bitch!
Materialistic terror, a pacifistic beast. The only way to exit is going piece by piece. You have no choice of life or death. My face you will not see. I'll rip your flesh till there's no breath. Dismembered destiny. As soon as life has left your corpse, I'll make you part of me. No emotion, that is all I see. Materialistic terror, a pacifistic beast. The only way to exit is going piece by piece. Those that might die on the ground, run and live like dead. Decapitated bodies now, lie right on your head. On your trail, I close the gap for what life that soon will be. No emotion, flesh is all I need. I'll send you to your maker. Confront the God you seek. I'll flash a red upon your chest. Take you out of reach. You have to strike the life or death. My face you will not see. I'll rip your flesh till there's no more. This remain enemy. Materialistic terror, a pacifistic beast. There's only one way out of here.
Oh man, that was a fun one, right? Right? Anybody else want to go? Anybody? Okay, well we have another song, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one we did at Timmy's bar mitzvah.
Oh yeah.
That's so fun. Yeah. Show 'em what we got.
Sure. Big thanks to my patrons, per usual. You guys are seriously the only reason that I keep making videos.
Well, there you go, man. That little 1-2 punch there was so badass it apparently knocked Scully right the fuck out of the screen here, man. She's like laid over there in the corner recovering right now like a Chinese prisoner or something. So there you go. That's what happens. That's what happens to you. That's what happens to you when you can't handle the fucking heat we give you in Metal-O-Mania, man. You get laid up in a corner somewhere in a communist prison. It's not good. But okay, anyway, on that note, those bands are badass, man. Support all these bands. I'm telling you, if there's nothing else you take away from this program, take that away. Support these bands. They're great. The metal scene right now is on fire. It's fantastic. And you know, we're fortunate enough to just be a little fucking tiny parasite on it, honestly. But if we can help you, if we can help build a bridge from some of this metal that you might not have heard otherwise, and that you finally do hear, and you hear it because of us, then this whole fucking thing is worth it. It's worth all the work and the sweat and the blood and the tears and the whole thing. You know, that's what we want to do. We want to be a conduit. You know, we want to be the you know, remember them old school telephone operators from the old movies, man, like hello, and fucking sticking all the, you know, that's what we do here at Metal-O-Mania. We connect you to kick-ass metal. And it's what we live for, and we appreciate you hanging out with us for it. You know, apparently a few of you think it's all right because you hang out and spend your Wednesdays with us, and we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it more than you know. And all we're going to ask from you is a little bit more. You know, spread the word. Grab a metalhead. Tag and share and tag, that whole thing, man. This community of ours can only get bigger and better and stronger and more badassery than it was before, and we grow every week. And it's thanks to you guys, man. And we continue to do the show because you continue to support it, and we couldn't appreciate it more, man. And especially these bands, man. You know, thank you to State of Deceit for coming and hanging out with us tonight. You guys are fucking badass. They got a killer brand new drummer even in the works, man. The whole thing, man. It just good stuff. You know, it's why we do the show as bands like that, man. You can't miss State of Deceit. How can I live in a world where you don't know about that? It can't happen, man. So we're here to make sure it doesn't, you know. And next week, we're going to make sure you know what Slashers is all about, because we're going to stick that in your skull and we're going to beat you to death with it. And we're going to bring you Paradox Rift, and we're going to bring you Outlier, and we're going to bring you so many of these fucking bands, man. We're going to be talking to Hazard again, as a matter of fact, in the near future. And catching up with them, we talked to them a little over a year ago when their last album came out. And let me tell you what, this new album, pure badassery. Pure fucking badassery. Most own shit. So support that band as well. We're going to get them back in here. We're going to be talking to Dust Bolt. We're going to be talking to, you know, Degenerate. We got tons of things coming your way, man. So keep hanging out with us. We got free releases. We got metal oozing out of our pores. And our hope is that a little bit of it gets on you, and that you come up with a term for it for your very own Urban Dictionary. So there you go. Thanks to all these bands for being a part of the show tonight. And again, next week we got Slashers, and we'll still bring you stupid shit on social media. Oh, and we're trying to do the Twitter thing. We're adding Twitter to our repertoire. So support that if you feel like it. We're found on something, somehow. Well, you can find us on Twitter somehow. I don't know, but look for us. And there you go. So there you go. Thanks again to Sarah Longfield for the video we played tonight. Very cool. Support her as well. And so we're going to close the show with a term I use a lot around here, believe it or not, and that's Sodomized Cadaver. That's right, Sodomized Cadaver. A kick-ass fucking band, man. These dudes are out of the UK. This is fucking death metal the way it's supposed to be done. I'm a huge fan of this band, a huge fan of this release, man. Fucking just stellar. Such a huge fan. In fact, you know, I pride myself, as many of you know who hang out with us every week, I pride myself on closing the show with something that you weak-hearted fuckers just can't even handle. You know I do. I do it on purpose, and it's to separate the weak. We're going to thin the herd a little bit with this one, you guys. So let's close the show with some badassery, man. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate it. Much love. Come and hang out with us again next week, and we'll do more of this crazy, stupid shit. You know, as long as you'll put up with it, we'll keep doing it. Much love. Much metal.
Boy, you really are a sad little fucker, aren't you?
this just in. Scientists have discovered that once you've been infected by Metal-O-Mania, there is no cure. Contact Scully right away for more and more metal to feed the dragon.
Hey everybody, this is Steve from Prometheum, and we're here to say, listen to Metal-O-Mania, because that's where the home of heavy metal music is. Oh yeah!
Hi, this is Peter from Kilsaro, and you listen to Metal-O-Mania.